Friday Night Football greetings from First Security Stadium on the campus of Harding University. This evening, we've got the final non-conference tune-up of the 2024 season as the Benton Panthers have made the road trip to Searcy to face the Harding Academy Wildcats. Both teams entered tonight's game 1-1 on the young season, with the start of conference play looming next Friday. After season-opening losses, both teams won handily last week. The Panthers 42-13 over North Little Rock, and Harding was 53-20 winners at CAC. Something's got to give tonight, and we'll see what the Panthers have in store as Brad Harris leads Benton for the 99th time since becoming head coach of the Panthers in 2016. I'm Jim Gardner, joined tonight by Terry Benham, Rob Pepper, and Dio Vanucci. Panther Football on the Benton Football Network is produced by M&M Productions and presented by Everett Buick GMC. Sponsors tonight are Lost Pizza, Pasta J's, CTS Industrial Services, Merchants and Farmers Bank, Jones Heating and Air, True Gentleman and True Boutique, Neo Home Lending, Hamilton Family Dentistry, Edward Jones Agent Caitlin King, Westside Wellness, Northside Church of Christ, Black Corley Owens and Hughes, the City of Benton, Truman Ball Real Estate, Solux Aesthetics, Elliott Electrical, Congo Fireplace and Patio, Allied Glass, ACDI, First Security Bank, Riverside Grocery, and Central Arkansas Inflatables. And guys, before I bring y'all in, I want to tell you, I came to my first game at this stadium in 1978 as a 7-year-old when my parents brought me for homecoming. It was Alumni Field. It was smaller than C.W. Lewis Stadium. I have never been to this stadium in my life and rooted against the home team. Until tonight.
Oh, wow.
Until tonight. So, this is my alma mater. This is my old stomping grounds. This is a second home, but I'm all Panthers tonight.
Yeah, and for 46 years. I can do that math easy because I was born that year, Jim, and we'll just leave that laying there.
Exactly.
That's pretty awesome, though.
Well, let's hand it off to the senior member of our crew.
Yeah. Oh, good call.
Wow, there we go. But hey, listen, what a stadium. And I don't know if our folks have been up here to catch a Bison's game, the 2023 national champions. But, man, what a great stadium. And Jim and I got to go inside the indoor facility. What a great recruiting tool that thing is. Man, just a fantastic facility.
And a cool opportunity for the Benton Panthers to play here.
Absolutely.
Tonight in this venue. Do want to preview. Hang on with us at halftime tonight because Paul Simmons, the head coach of Harding University that led them to the national championship back in December, is going to be our halftime guest tonight. A real cool opportunity to have him on with us tonight. Let's rewind to last week as the Panthers won their home opener 42-13 over North Little Rock. And when you look at superlatives from last Friday, guys, Terry, I'll start with you on the offense. T.J. Williams, just 10 touches, 159 yards, and 2 touchdowns for the sophomore. Drew Davis completed just over 50% of his passes, but for 3 touchdowns, and spread that around among 6 receivers who had 18 catches for 299 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, man, I mean, TJ getting his first start, and boy, what a coming out party that was player of the game, and gets another start tonight. Really, really talented sophomore that does it both. He runs the ball really well, but he's got some fantastic hands, which culminated into 159 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. Drew Davis, 17 of 33, 267, and 3 touchdowns. But Drew still hasn't found that rhythm yet, guys. And you know, he hasn't found the rhythm, but he's showing a tendency right now to force it, trying to find that rhythm. And he spread it out among 6 receivers last week. I got a lot of encouragement out of that. Made a lot better decisions, spread the ball around to his receivers like we know him to do. And I expect tonight for him to come out and really be firing, and for the Panther offense to have a huge night.
Well, and you got, I mean, when you have 33 opportunities in a blowout like that, that's, you know, that's part of the other thing we talked about is you know, there may be some times when Benton could choose to run and they choose to pass.
Right.
But they pass in a way that they feel like is a run. It's those short, you know, outside passes, sometimes behind the line of scrimmage, but the screens and that. And, you know, sometimes those don't work out too well, but when they do that over and over, it kind of makes those numbers skewed a little bit, in my opinion.
On the other side of the football, Dio,
Yep.
PDC gave up 125 yards, but 60 of those came on one play. So 65 yards the rest of the game. And the run defense last week, just 27 yards allowed on 21 carries. JTP had a big night, double-digit tackles with 10, had a big interception return of 41 yards. Walter Hicks is probably going to be on this all year long. I mean, he's going to compete for that top tackler every week. And the sophomore Weston Munson had a good game, 5 tackles and a sack.
Weston really stepped up, did have a big game. And I if you remember what I said last week at the beginning, the stats for the defense against Bryant weren't going to be telling how that season was going, you know, how the season would go. And you're starting to see that play out. You're going to see that average from week to week improve as the PDC will probably do another good job against the rushing game tonight. As we won't see many rushes tonight.
Well, you know, when Brad Harris kind of took the defense back over, ever since then, man, they've been really strong on the line of scrimmage, and specifically against the rush. Last year, holding all opponents less than 100 yards rushing, averaging about 89 a game. And then you saw last week holding North Little Rock to only 27 yards rushing. Very athletic North Little Rock team. And,
yeah,
you know, I wish I'd have picked Weston Munson. I almost picked him last week. Picking 2 super softs, and had I done that, both of them having their best night as sophomores really says a lot about Benton's future.
Yeah, but we do have a test tonight, Jim, with the secondary, because this is going to be a big passing offense. So
yeah, no doubt. We'll break down the numbers here momentarily. This is the first time ever that Benton and Harding Academy have played, and some high praise from head coach of Harding Academy, Neil Evans, who was quoted in the media this week as saying Benton is elite, possibly the best team we've ever played in
That's
school
high praise.
history. So high praise from the head Wildcat. This Harding Academy team has won the state title 4 of the past 5 seasons. They won the Class 4A state championship last year with a perfect 15-0 record. And as a result, were promoted up to 5A with the competitive equity factor. And so they'll play in the 5A East. Coach Evans was looking to kind of beef up his non-conference schedule. Coach Harris was basically trying to decide, we go to Texarkana, Texas, or West Monroe, Louisiana, or Fayetteville. And, you know, the one thing about Coach Harris's non-conference scheduling is he doesn't want to play the Friday after Labor Day,
right,
so the kids can have Labor Day weekend off. And he doesn't want to make long road trips because you got to go to Jonesboro, West Memphis, El Dorado, and Marion every other year.
Yeah.
So he tries to get it as close to home. I think it's a very fan-friendly philosophy. The end result is we're here for the first time ever.
And this is awesome.
Academy.
Yeah, this is awesome.
The Wildcats have averaged 13.5 wins per year the past 5 years. They are a perennial power in the state of Arkansas. And one of their coaches is a Benton High School graduate, Eric Wallace, of the class of 95, helps lead this Harding Academy team. So even though it's the first time they've played, a lot of respect mutually between these two programs. We're going to take our first commercial break, and when we come back on the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show, you'll hear from Brad Harris on the Benton Football Network.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? When you work with Caitlin King, your Edward Jones financial advisor, she focuses on what's important to you. You'll work together to create a personalized financial strategy to help you reach your goals. And you can partner long-term to help your strategy stay on track. Contact Caitlin today at 315-5488. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop.
Merchants and Farmers Bank is now open in the newly remodeled Cornerstone Downtown Building, formerly the Benton State Bank Building at 146 West South Street. Merchants and Farmers Bank is a community bank with local ownership and local decision-making. Merchants and Farmers provides all the big bank products, but with a small bank friendliness. It's a banking experience you once enjoyed that is back in Benton at Merchants and Farmers Bank. Also conveniently located in Bryant at Highway 5 and Spring Hill Road. Stop by for a visit or give them a call at 501-443-6533.
Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324.
So now it's on to Harding Academy, and it's a team over the last 5 years that's gone from 3A to 4A, now to 5A with the competitive equity factor. They've averaged 13 wins a year. They've won 4 of the last 5 state championships at the level they've played at. This is a really, really good football program. And tell us how this game came about.
Well, you know, when we went from the 10-team conference to the 8-team conference, we had to find 2 non-conference games. And, you know, there's not a lot of people that are really, you know, in our area that we got a choice to play, you know, or that are interested in playing us, because we've been pretty successful over the last several years. And, you know, I didn't want to – I had options to go to Monroe, Louisiana, or Fayetteville, or, you know, Texas High, places like that. I didn't really want our fans to have to travel that far with us having our conference spread out. So I was looking for somebody closer, and it just didn't work out with a couple of schools. And Coach Evans at Harding Academy had a team back out on him and didn't want to play him in non-conference. And, you know, he knew he was looking, and he gave me a call, and he's like, hey, Coach, we're interested in playing you guys. And we worked the details out. We wanted to play this week because I wanted that bye week after the Salt Bowl like we've had the last several years, and he was able to make it happen. And, you know, a lot of people ask me, why do you want to play them? They've been a 3A school, 4A school. They're smaller. You don't have a lot to win. Well, I look at it the opposite. They've won 4 state championships, you know, and regardless of what classification they're in, they're winners. They're going to be a tough opponent, and they're going to be really good in 5A. You know, a lot of people pick them to win that conference. They're in the 5A East with Valley View, who's the kind of the big dog in that conference. But Harding Academy is going to be very competitive in 5A. And, you know, they've got 8 guys coming back on offense and 7 on defense. And I thought it would be a great challenge for our team because they do a great job of throwing the football around. They got a very veteran team. Like Jay Thomas said, their quarterback is really good. He's committed to UCA, and what's going to surprise you about him is he moves really well, moves out of the pocket, avoids defenders, and he's always looking down the field. So I just felt like that would be a great game for us. We need to see that. Like I said earlier, I think that's maybe the weakness of our defense is our pass defense at times. And I thought it would be a great challenge for us in non-conference to get us ready for, you know, Jonesboro, Marion, West Memphis. I mean, Sheridan's going to throw it around the yard this year, and I just thought we needed that. You know, we've got a very tough opponent in Bryant, and North Little Rock very athletic, and I thought Harding Academy would be a great non-conference game for us.
Offensively, they're going to lean more on the pass with a big passing game. Defensively, what are we going to see from the Wildcats?
They're a 4-3 base team, so they're going to have 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and they're going to play a lot of zone coverage. They're not, you know, the first 2 weeks we've seen 2 teams that have played a lot of man coverage, and we're going to see predominantly a lot of zone stuff, and they'll mix in cover 2, cover 3, cover 4 concepts. Defensive line-wise, they've got a really good defensive end. He's number 0 or wears number 55 or 0, and he's a good player. He could play for the two teams that we've played for. He's 6'3", 250-pound kid, and very physical, and they've got other guys that go with it, but we're going to see some good players. They've got a couple of good linebackers that are very physical in the box, and, I would say that maybe their DBs on the back end, that may be what their weakest point, but their box play is really good. So we're gonna have our work cut out for us from an offensive standpoint, but we like to match up. Like I said earlier, we're throwing the football around pretty good right now. We feel like that's going to be a good matchup for us, but very talented team, So they got 7 guys back on that defense, so that's exactly what we've got. So, like we said, they're a veteran offense and a defense when you can bring that many back. But I think it's going to be a great game for us.
Give me a couple of keys for a Benton win Friday.
Well, I think defensively we've got to contain the quarterback. If you watch the Marion game, he scrambles all over the place, finds receivers down the field. So I think that's a huge key. He does a great job with his feet. A lot of people look at him as just a pure pocket passer, but he's much more than that. He runs really well. He has some good track times this year in 100 and 200, so he can run. So we got to do a great job of containing him and not giving him space or time necessarily to find that open receiver. So we got to do a great job pressuring him, get in his face a little bit, give him different looks from a defensive perspective. So huge key for us.
Very good, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, auto glass repair and replacement, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244. Located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
Elliott Electrical is a proud supporter of Benton Panther football. For over 35 years, Elliott Electrical has been providing reliable, efficient, high-quality electric service to Saline County and Central Arkansas. From lighting design and planning to street and parking lot installation, Elliott Electrical has all the lighting services to keep your home and businesses illuminated. For a free estimate for all your electrical needs, contact Elliott Electrical today at 501-315-7539.
True Gentleman and True Boutique are Saline County's premier shopping destinations. No matter the occasion, let us help you find your style. From the beach to the golf course, the office, or even a special night out, come check out our huge selection of merchandise. We even provide suit and tuxedo rentals. Located in downtown Benton in front of the Farmers Market Pavilion, it would be our pleasure to serve you. We are proud of our Benton Panthers and wish them luck this season. Go Panthers!
Hey, this is Miranda Kirkendall, and I'm the owner of Solux Aesthetics. We're a med spa right here in the heart of downtown Benton. We pride ourselves on having advanced aesthetic injectors, a certified licensed esthetician, and we promise you the most comfortable and fun environment in town. Our address is 149 South Market Street. Our phone number is 501-249-4177, or you can check us out on our website at www.soluxar.com, or you can check us out on our social media sites on Facebook and Instagram.
We're back to the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show on a beautiful night at First Security Stadium in Searcy, Arkansas, as we go to the Caitlin King, Edward Jones stat breakdown tonight. The Benton offense against the Harding defense. Terry, Panthers rush for 121, pass for 317. That's 438 total per game. The Wildcats are going to bring a 4-3 scheme tonight and give up 28 points a game.
Yeah, well, look, my guys up front, they don't make the normal stat boards, but they're keys to every game. Benton likes to throw the ball and has the weapons and protection to do that, but they also have an offensive line that can run the ball as well. And, TJ showed that last week with 12 yards a carry. And this is the same group that is the state weightlifting champion. And, man, those guys up front should have a field day against this Harding Academy defense, which is fundamentally sound, Jim, running that 4-3 scheme. But man, it's just a size difference that is very noticeable.
Short on size, short on numbers.
Yeah.
Advantage Benton. And it, Dio, as we talked about, as we move over to the defense, and Panthers allowing 139, 193, and 332. It's a prolific passing attack from Harding, but they did run it down the throat of CAC last week. They come in averaging 222. It almost feels like the Salt Bowl in reverse, that Benton is Bryant in this matchup and Harding is Benton when you look at the size and depth disparity.
I mean, it's almost identical in ratio. It's one classification down, about the same number fewer, players on the roster that we have to Bryant, they have to us. So it's very similar. Obviously, this is a very good team. I mean, 4 out of the last 5 years to win the state championship in any classification is a huge feat. And I love the coach's attitude. I mean, you can tell they're winners by the coach's attitude. He's like, give me the toughest non-conference schedule so I can prep my guys.
That's right.
He didn't ask for cupcakes. He said, give me the hard team. So the defense is going to have a challenging night tonight, in the sense that when everybody's fresh, this team can probably play with anybody in the state. Now, our secondary is where they're going to be tested, but where I think the defense is going to shine tonight is up front. Like you said, it all starts up front, and that's going to go for this defensive line. This defensive front and the linebackers, Walter Hicks and his buddies, man, that wrecking crew is coming. I think they're going to play a lot in the backfield tonight and attack the quarterback, and that's what they're going to have to do if the defense is going to be really successful.
Yep.
This week in Benton Panther sports, on Monday night, the JV went to Sylvan Hills and won 28-6. Also on Monday night, I went over to Bryant because our unbeaten 7th graders played Bethel Middle School, and the 7th graders came out on the short end. They suffered their first loss of the season, but they're going to be back at home Monday to play Hot Springs Lakeside. And I do want to give a special shout out because a really good friend of our family is the new cheer coach at Bethel, Keely Robertson. And her cheer team was on point, precise. It was impressive, the halftime performance that they put on Monday night. So we love Bryant when we're not playing them. Celebrate the Hornets winning over Parkview last Friday.
Yeah.
But a hat tip to Keely and her girls with a phenomenal performance last Monday night. Freshman football last night in a game that was not at Quigley Stadium. There were no cars coming down the road with flaming tires, as we witnessed. They actually played that game at J.A. Fair, and the freshmen squeaked out a 7-6 win. We'll get a volleyball update into the game, but they finished in second place at Saturday's Little Rock Christian Invitational. 3-0 win at Lakeside on Tuesday, 3-0 win last night at Lake Hamilton, and they're on their way to Bentonville right now, probably streaming the broadcast as Coach Shoup has them up there for a big day tomorrow in the Bentonville Invitational. Last week in the 6A East, in addition to the Panther win over North Little Rock, DeSoto, Mississippi defeated Jonesboro 27-12. Conway mashed Marion 49-7. El Dorado won the rivalry renewal of South Arkansas over Texarkana 42-20. Russellville held on to beat Sylvan Hills 35-33. I think our buddy Mickey Duval told us Russellville stopped a 2-point conversion late in that ball game to win. Rogers smoked Sheridan 43-7. Valley View subdued West Memphis 35-6. And on Saturday at the Star in Frisco, Little Rock Catholic defeated Nolan Catholic of Fort Worth 41-7. Tonight in the 6A East, it's Benton at Harding Academy, North Little Rock, who we saw last week at Catholic, and West Memphis is at Little Rock Christian. El Dorado, Jonesboro, Marion, Sheridan, and Sylvan Hills are all off this week. In fact, on a normal Friday night in Arkansas high school football, there's 105 games, Terry. Tonight there's only 40. This 4 weeks to play 3 non-conference games. The majority of teams in the state have taken that bye this week, so it's as skinny a schedule as I can ever remember on a Friday night.
That bye team is going to have a tough week.
Exactly. They got a lot of ground to cover tonight.
Yeah, they do.
So same is true in Saline County as we go to last week in Saline County again. Congratulations to Quad Sanders and the Hornets. That is a massive win and not only the win, but the margin of victory.
It was a It was a statement win.
statement.
You know, you saw that, and it kind of jumped off the page because you remember last year it was like, whoa, Parkview. Or it was really more, is Bryant for real is what you thought, but that was a good statement for him. And it kind of speaks highly of Benton as well.
In the opener.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they went to St. Louis and beat a perennial power in Missouri and Christian Brothers, then come back and beat a team everybody thought was going to go undefeated in Parkview by 20 last week. Magnolia defeated Bauxite 38-22. Rising held on to beat Harmony Grove 28-20. And Bismarck, Jason Kelly, you got to get the Beavers going down there, brother. 46-14 over Glen Rose. Tonight in Saline County, only one other game. Harmony Grove is at Jesseville tonight. Let's bring in Rob Pepper for the first time tonight as we get to our Westside Wellness Picks to Click this evening. Rob, glad you made it safely to Searcy.
Thank you. I worked up here today, so it worked out really nice.
Short trip, huh?
Very short trip. How are y'all tonight?
Great.
What's the weather like down there, Rob?
I'm glistening. Glistening.
You're glistening?
I'm hydrating as well, so hopefully there's no cramping issues.
So you got a rabid section right behind you there, getting into it. How about your picks to click tonight?
Yep, tonight on offense I'm going with Carson Poot Collette, and then on defense, Landon Jackson.
All right, and how about a key to victory, Rob?
Man, I think it's been the theme among all of us, but on offense we've got to find a rhythm, and we're not going to stop their passing attack, but I do think we need to slow it down tremendously and get pressure and contain the quarterback.
All right, Dio, your turn.
Well, I mean, if Drew Davis is on the board when it's my chance, I'm gonna take that chance, of course. So Drew Davis, I think he's just going to continue to improve, and I think this will be a good night for him. And you know, I think he's going to have plenty of opportunity. And then give me some O. Marcus on defense. He's going to get plenty of shots at it, I feel like. And my key to victory is play assignment football, and that goes for O. Marcus and our other cornerbacks and safeties. They have got to play their assignment because this is a complicated offense. They're going to see some stuff that they're not used to seeing. Maybe they are this week, but got to play assignment football and be where you're supposed to be.
Terry?
Well, you know, we nicknamed him Electric Elias Payne, and that's my pick because he's one of the keys to this offense. And, you know, Dio, he's got the ability to take a routine play and instantly electrify this offense just in a single instant. And we need him to make that kind of play and turn this offense on and grab that rhythm. And then we always know that they're going to scheme Walter Hicks, and Western Monson had the best game last week. Well, Harding's protections are somewhat limited, and Nick Wright stands out to me to be the beneficiary of that, and I'm going to take him tonight.
The picks to click this week, sponsored by Westside Wellness, located next door to Westside Pharmacy on South Street. It's Benton's fast, easy medical wellness clinic, offering more than flu shots and vaccinations. They work with each client, from high-performing athletes to hardworking parents, to meet your health and wellness goals, including weight loss, vitamin injections, and immune boosters. Westside Wellness, helping you take your best shot at life. Check them out at westsidewellnessclinic.com. It's 88 degrees tonight at kickoff. A feels-like temperature of 98 degrees. Wind is gently out of the south at 4 miles an hour, which means the breeze is across the field. This is an east-west field, guys, something that we don't see very often. So on your screen on the left, the sun will be setting, and Harding Academy will kick off, and they will be kicking off into the setting sun to open the ball game here tonight at First Security Stadium. Captains tonight for Benton were Isaiah Gibson, Owen Seals, Walter Hicks, and Maddox Davis. And so Benton will receive Panthers in maroon pants and helmets, white jerseys tonight. Harding Academy's look has not changed in forever. White pants, red jerseys with white numerals, white helmet with the Wildcat logo on the side. And teeing it up for Harding Academy is Hunter Hopkins. And an onside kick forthcoming. It's going to roll 10, and Bronson Koulis is going to recover it. And so Benton is going to take over to open the ball game on the Harding Academy side of the 50-yard line. And it is an offense led up front by big linemen Isaiah Gibson, Daniel Jordan, Garrett Pilkington, Parker Glaze, and Jackson Kendricks. Drew Davis is your quarterback. TJ Williams will start at running back. Bronson Koulis will be the H-back. The receivers are Elias Payne, Maddox Davis, and Carson Collett. It is first down and 10 for the Panthers at the Wildcat 49-yard line. A little flip forward to Maddox Davis coming near side, and he is going to be tackled by Cam Pryor, the strong safety for Harding Academy at the 44. It's a gain of 5, second down and 5.
Well, Cam Pryor came up and laid a lick. I mean, he ran the alley exactly like he was supposed to on that one.
Benton goes quick to the air again to Maddox Davis. And a flag comes in as Maddox made the catch, got his helmet ripped off after a yard gain. And we've actually got 2 flags, one on the far sideline, one in the center of the field.
Yeah, that play may come back. On the previous play, you know, Bronson Koulis has not had a target this season so far, but he has done a fantastic job of downfield blocking. And he certainly did on that first play, getting us down for a good 6 yards. That time looked like there was a face mask. I think that's what they're going to call. And
yeah, but what was the other call?
Maybe had a hold.
Offsetting penalties, so we're just going to have a big, gigantic do-over right here on second down and 5. Panthers at the 44, and Drew Davis to the air, and he is going to find Will Carter at the 35 down to the Wildcat 34. Gain of 10 and a first down, and the Panthers come out slinging.
How about my tough guy, Will Carter, right there, catching in triple coverage and then still powering forward for another 2 yards. That's a good, tough catch.
Hey, it feels like football season for the first time this year. Hello, Benji White on the back porch at the cabin.
Yeah, where's he been?
He's working at Harmony Grove now, so he has to work some on Friday. As Maddox catches from Drew, going to be down to the 11, but a flag thrown on the far side, and it's going to come back.
Uh-oh.
Well, one of my keys to victory is for the Panthers to play clean, and that's part of that rhythm problem that we've had. We can't seem to catch a rhythm because we keep making too many minor mistakes. Now, fortunately, we're so full of firepower, Dio, that we can overcome that. But if this team ever cleans it up and plays on all cylinders, man, they're going to be hard to stop.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, that's exactly – we were in a rhythm. You know, boom. I mean, it's been penalties, but in between the penalties, I guess if you call 2 plays a rhythm, maybe I'm a little off.
Spot of the foul hold on Benton, a loss of 8. It's first and 18 as TJ comes in motion. Going to flare it out to Elias, and there goes the electric one at the 20, 10, touchdown Panthers. And so the Panthers go wide, let the receivers block, staying away from the beef in the middle, and the end result is the same as Elias takes it 42 yards for a score.
Well, there it was, Dio. Yeah. That's exactly what we talked about. He just has that ability. If you get him in the ball in open space, just in an instant, he can electrify this offense. Great downfield blocking by his teammates, springing him for a big score.
I mean, that was T.J. Williams, wasn't it, that was blocking for him?
Absolutely. The sophomore out there.
Yeah, T.J. went out there and laid the block that really, opened the lane for him. But that's an extension of the run game. I mean, they look at that like a toss sweep to Elias.
3-play, 49-yard scoring drive in 1:24 seconds. And Elias made the catch, got good blocking, untouched to the end zone. First quarter brought to you tonight by Jones Heating and Air. Jones Heating and Air, our first quarter sponsor, as the Panthers lead it 7-0 over Harding Academy. Rob, are you directing the band down there?
No, I am not. I'm not musically inclined at all.
Yeah. So a good start for the Panther offense tonight.
Good start. I like the play calls. We've got, like Terry said, we got to eliminate the penalties. We don't need to get ourselves behind the sticks against any team. We got to clean it up. But we scored points, got the ball in playmakers' hands.
So Garrett Honeycutt's going to kick off, and if I was an Academy return man, I would not want to face Garrett Honeycutt. We saw him absolutely unload on a North Little Rock return man last week. Joseph Miles is going to get the return, and that is great coverage by the Panthers. Always love it when they stop him, D.O., short of the 20.
Well, and, you know, the Benton special teams over the last couple of years has consistently gotten better and better at that kickoff coverage. I mean, it's really kind of exciting to watch because these kids come down there and, I mean, they stay in their lanes, but yet they just collapse almost every time before the 20. It never fails.
Garrett Hammonds does a great job with the Benton special teams, and it is going to force Harding to start at their own 18-yard line. First down and 10. We'll get the Benton starters after this first down play. Owen Miller, the UCA commit, is the Harding Academy quarterback. He is going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off, and that is Christian Bubas on the carry to the 22-yard line. Owen Seals, Jay Alford, and Ty Mattia are the front three. Weston Monson, Walter Hicks, and Nick Wright, the linebackers. J. Thomas Pepper is the spur. Landon Jackson, the bandit. The corners are Trey Stewart and O'Marcus King, and the free safety tonight is Isaac Hill. So second down and 7 for Harding Academy as Miller going to roll out. He's pressured by Owen Seals. Here comes Monson, and he forces Miller to unload it short of Baxton Howell. Great coverage by Trey Stewart. It'll be third down.
Well, that was a really good job that time, Dio, by Owen Miller rolling out and making a smart play to throw that one in the turf. You know, he's one of the best dual threat quarterbacks that we'll face this year. Threw for 3,800 yards last year and rushed for 800. So, I mean, he's a threat to run the ball as well.
He's 28-2 as a starter on the high school levels. He's going to roll to his left, though against his body, and he throws wide of Indy McGalliard. O'Marcus King with great coverage, and it'll be fourth down, and the Academy will punt.
Well, it's so tough when you have the defense just in your face that quick.
Yep.
Even on a, you know, that was a little bit, that was a sprint out. Defense was still there, and you know, the pressure coming, that Benton style of play where you've got a linebacker coming from somewhere, that's really causing a little bit of trouble up front for them right now.
So Benji says he's watching us and Texarkana, Texas versus Fayetteville. He's got the dual stream going tonight on the back porch. As Owen Miller, the Harding Academy quarterback, is their punter. A very, very high punt that Maddox Davis fair catches at the 41-yard line. Incredible hang time on that kick, Dio.
I was about to say that's probably the highest punt we've seen at a high school game this year. I don't even know. I'd have to look up the stats on that, but I don't think Maddox has had to fair catch one, or Elias back there.
So Ben will put it in play at the 41-yard line of the Panthers, leading 7-0 with 9:37 to go in the first quarter. It's T.J. Williams in the sidecar off Drew Davis's right hip. Elias in motion. Going to fake. Drew going to throw to Elias in the seam, and he couldn't hold on to it. It's flashing in front of him for Harding Academy. Very nice job by, I don't have that guy on my spotter board, Terry. You got your roster handy?
Yeah, what was the number? I missed it.
I'm here now. Hayden Dixon.
I missed it because I couldn't believe how wide open Poot was going down the sidelines.
Second down, going to run a little option pitch to the near side, and TJ is going to be wrestled to the ground by Cam Pryor. Trenton Hall, the middle linebacker, in there as well. Going to be no gain, and it'll be 3rd and 10 Panthers.
Yeah, that was a super solid gang tackle right there. You know, the Panthers misfired on that first and didn't get much there. Now we're facing that 3rd and 9.
As Drew looks to the sideline, play being signaled in, 3rd down, and call it 9 for the Panthers. They did give TJ a yard on that last carry. Garrett Pilkington ready to snap it back to Drew Davis. Snap clock at 5 at 4. Drew takes a snap, fakes to TJ, going to set up the screen, and it is incomplete. It'll be a punting situation for the Panthers as they're going to go 3 and out.
Well, two missed passes there.
Yeah.
We just missed opportunities. We had guys in position and just missed the opportunity.
So Isaiah Gibson will snap it. Dawson Daves on to punt for the Panthers, averages 36 this season. Remember last week there was trouble here, and so I want to see a good punt get off. And Harding Academy just sort of concedes the punt. They put nobody back, and Will Carter's going to race down there and down it at the 16-yard line. So Harding Academy going to start in the shadow of their own end zone again. Panthers winning the field position battle early.
Yeah, well, and you know, I was surprised last series to see them come out with a run that first play, but you know, I really think their coach wants to, you know, try to keep the linebackers closer to the line of scrimmage. But then when they tried to pass, that was linebackers that were, you know, running down the quarterback. So I really am kind of curious to see how Harding's coach adjusts.
So Owen Miller on for the second possession of the night for Harding Academy. Going to hand it off to Bubas, and he is going to run into JTP after just a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Good job, JTP, filling the hole.
You know, Bubas is not very big from a size standpoint, Dio, but he's got 4.6 speed. And, man, when he gets into the open space, he's real danger to take it to the house.
2nd down and 8. Shotgun formation for the Wildcats. Miller pressured. Here comes Walter Hicks giving chase. Miller eludes him, running for his life, tiptoeing down the sideline, and then slides in at the 16-yard line before Ty Mattia could get him. And there's that scramble ability, Terry, you talked about.
Yeah, he's very mobile. And the thing is, Dio, great job by the Panther defensive backfield by staying with their receiver, because a play like that easily turns into a long touchdown because people break off of their man.
That's exactly right.
So 3rd down for Harding Academy. Miller going to throw to McGalliard underneath, and very, very good coverage by the sophomore Weston Moss.
I mean, that's impressive when your linebacker gets out there. It's even more impressive when it's your sophomore linebacker, because covering somebody in the flats is the last place a linebacker wants to get out to. He did a good job of getting out there quick. I'm surprised they threw it that short. I figured they would have tried to at least complete the pass beyond the line of beyond the 1st down marker, because they haven't advanced the ball much.
Well, especially having some time to throw it that time.
Well, yeah.
Miller to punt it away. Again, a very nice high spiraling punt that Elias is going to catch on the run over the 40-yard line down to the 31. And I believe he called for a fair catch and took off. That's what Neil Evans was signaling here on the near sideline. A flag thrown where Elias made the catch. And maybe Elias wanted to do over after he called fair catch, Terry.
Well, I think, you know, he probably fell into the habit that I think anybody would. Once you see that lane, you want to run.
He couldn't help himself. Oops, didn't mean it.
Yeah. Yeah, can I pretend I didn't do that and take off?
Well, I'm not sure what the call's going to be.
An illegal fair catch. Okay. 5-yard penalty, so it's Benton's football. And rather than starting in Wildcat territory again, the penalty is going to move it back to around the 43-yard line, and that's where the Panthers will have it. They're going to put it down at the 44.
Elias is saying, but the lights were in my eyes. I was just trying to see the ball, sir.
Trying to shade a little. 1st down and 10 Panthers. At the 44-yard line, it's Kulis going to motion over to the left side of the formation. Fake to TJ, throw to Maddox. Maddox was licked by Cam Pryor, held onto the football. Tanner Simmons, the younger son of Coach Paul Simmons of Harding University, makes the tackle at the 49. It's a gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
Boy, Cam Pryor came up. He got there with some aggression.
It's Drew wide of Maddox Davis. And
yeah, I'm not sure if Maddox pulled up on that route or what happened, but it was wildly off.
Timing not there, so it leaves Benton with 3rd down and 5. His offense looks to the sideline. TJ going to move to the right hip of Drew Davis. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Going to fake. Drew going to throw wide of Maddox, incomplete. As coming in to apply the pressure for Harding Academy that time was Cole Griffin, and Benton going to punt it away again. And Terry, that rhythm you were looking for, 3 possessions, and it's just not there right now.
Well, it's not there. Have we run the ball yet?
One time.
One time? We hadn't found it yet.
So Dawson Daves will punt for the 2nd time tonight. His first punt, 42 yards. And again, Harding doesn't really show a lot of effort on that punt return. In fact,
I don't get that.
They don't rush. They just kind of stand up and watch. Nobody back to catch. And the Panthers are going to take advantage of the free yards and down it all the way back, Terry, at the 6.
I think they're protesting. I think they're protesting the entire punt part of the game.
Yeah, that's weird because that's a significant impact to the game when you can't get out of your own end zone.
No 2 ways about it.
So Dawson Daves is racking up the stat line right now, a punt of 42 and a punt of 45. And the Wildcats, again, in the shadow of their own end zone. It's a low snap, handoff to Bubas, and he is going to be tackled by Jay Alford, the Panther nose man, and the umpire throws a flag in the center of the field.
Well, I think they're going to try to go after a targeting call here. There was some helmet-to-helmet contact.
I know the Panthers were protesting there, and the umpire kind of waved him back. We're going to get the signal right here from the official. Personal foul targeting against Benton. You were right on spot, Terry.
Well, I saw the hit. Now, I want to tell you, it's no different than 2 hits that Maddox Davis has taken, helmet to helmet. And I didn't see where he actually targeted him, but I did see where there was helmet to helmet contact.
You know, they called it on Landon Jackson, who was going in to make a tackle, and as
he let it go,
he lowers. The running back lowers because he was hit by Alford, and it becomes a helmet-to-helmet hit. So hard to avoid that, as Owen Miller is going to be tackled for a loss back at the 25-yard line. Is Dominic Roy in there?
Is that Dominic Roy?
97, Walter
I can't
Nixon
read
as well.
Now I'm having trouble reading the dark numbers from a distance. Last week we got the new jerseys. You can read those great. But these kind of scrunch up.
2nd down, Owen Miller. Going to throw it deep for McGalliard. Marcus King with him stride for stride. Now a flag comes in.
Well, Marcus was pushing him all the way down the field. I mean, that was pretty easy call.
He was a little bit aggressive, but when you're giving up 8 inches on the receiver.
Yeah, they still call that.
And that's going to move it to the 39, 15 free yards for the Wildcats, and another 1st down via penalty. Assessed against Benton. The penalty yardage starting to rack up as Benton has accrued 30 yards in penalties on this drive alone. Owen Miller with 1 man in the backfield, takes a snap, fakes, quick pass out to McGalliard. Ball bounced free, and they're going to say McGalliard was down. Tackle credited to Marcus King. At the 38, a loss of 1.
Yeah. Well, now did he call it incomplete because he just waved it off?
Well, he was marking it down originally, and I guess there's been a change of heart.
Yeah, because I saw him wave his hand at the last second.
And I think that's the right call.
I agree.
You'll see that he punches that out right as he tries to tuck it in. So I'm not sure he had possession.
Second down and 10. Walter Hicks shows blitz. Miller pulls, runs wide, and Cordell Payne is going to run him out of bounds on the Benton sideline at the 43-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Well, that was a great pull that time.
Boy, it was. I mean, who was that? Was that Mattia that came in and crashed down? But whoever it was thought he was about to make the tackle, and Owen did a good job of pulling that. But how about Benton's team speed, keeping that strung out, because he never could find the corner and strung it out for just a 2-yard gain.
Panthers showing blitz. Ty Mattia stepped over the line. Looked like a Wildcat moved on the right side of that line. They are going to call false start and move Harding Academy back 5.
Well, the strength of this defensive line, Dio, you're going to probably see this a few more times the rest of this game because those guys are just relentless. They keep coming. And so how you compensate for that is you get an early step. And they saw motion, and he rocked back in that stance, and the Panthers are the beneficiary.
Empty gun for Miller, who throws underneath. Catch made by sophomore Baxton Howell. And he is churning toward the first down as Panthers kept laying body blows, and Howell wouldn't go down. He reaches the 47, and it's going to be 4th down and 2.
This is an interesting call here. This is the best drive they've had, and they are really within striking distance of that first down marker. I'm not surprised to see them go for this.
Empty gun. Miller is their punter, remember?
Yeah.
So we'll see if he steps back and punts it or.
Now we haven't. Have you seen them quick kick on film?
Yes.
Okay.
At Marion, they sure did.
Okay.
Looks like Neil Evans is going to let the snap clock run down and call a timeout. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Is Wildcats come to their sideline. Panthers go over to meet with Brad Harris. 5:19 to go in a long first quarter that Benton leads 7-0 tonight. Want to remind you that Pasta J's in Benton are proud sponsors of Benton Panther football. They are located at 1314 Green Street behind Sonic and Office Depot. Give them a call for event catering, private events on Sundays at the restaurant, and kids eat 50% off when you dine in on Wednesday or Saturday. So, Dio, you could take the grandkiddos tomorrow.
We could take the grandkiddos tomorrow. I'd be down for some Pasta J's. I need to carb load.
So, Mama Carrie, Grandma Carrie, what's
Kiki.
Carrie go by? Kiki.
Yeah, I'm Dotto.
Kiki and Dotto taking the grandkids to Pasta J's tomorrow.
Yeah, that we could do that. You know, I think that, and I didn't think about this before the game. I should have, but you know, a great strategy for Harding Academy, and I feel like that's what they're trying to do, is obviously keep the ball out of our offense's hands as much as possible, especially if we're going to aid them in that by going 3 and out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a great strategy because if you can limit Benton to scoring once a quarter, you've got a chance.
So 4th down and 2 for Harding Academy. They have Bubas in the backfield now with Owen Miller. And now he looks to the sideline. Will the Wildcats punt it or will they go for it?
They're looking for a certain look.
They've actually got Trenton Hall, their middle linebacker, in there. He's going to lead block for Owen Miller, who's going to get the first down as they roll the dice, put the linebacker in at running back. He was the lead blocker for Miller to pick up the first down.
Owen Miller's he's got some really quick feet. I don't know what he runs the 40 in, but he got around that edge really quick and got upfield.
Well, and that's a tough run, too. I mean, he needed an extra half yard, and he got it.
So 1st down and 10, Wildcats at midfield. This is their first venture to midfield, and they hope into Benton territory. We'll see if the PDC can play lockdown as Bubas is going to run into Owen Seals, And Jay offered to be thrown for a loss. They're going to mark him at the 47, a loss of 3, second down and 13.
Boy, Jay Alford blew up the front part of that line of scrimmage, and then Owen Seals just closed the door.
I mean, look at this on the replay. Owen Seals comes through there and just gets his bare paws on him, and then good night. Poor
so the
guy.
other side of the football can be done the same way tonight.
Yeah, it can.
Second down and 13. Empty gun for Miller. He's going to throw. That's Joseph Miles, the sophomore, makes the catch. Landon Jackson brings him down at the 45-yard line. That's an 8-yard gain, and it'll leave Harding with a 3rd and 5.
Good job by Walter Hicks not getting a penalty there and being able to pull up, because that's one of those that's it's that half step that you could take your chance on, but he did a good job.
Laster, Roy, and Seals, the front 3. Miller going to scramble, open field, and he's going to slide down inside the 35 at the 33-yard line. Needed 5, picks up 12, first down Harding.
Owen Seals down that time, a little slow getting up. He's running off, though. Man, did you see Walter Hicks blow through that line of scrimmage?
He pancaked the offensive lineman. He did the reverse of what's supposed to happen to the offensive lineman.
So first down Harding Academy as they'll line up trips right, single receiver to the near side. Bubas in the backfield is going to get the carry, spins out of a tackle, and it's going to be to the 30-yard line. Mason Laster on the tackle for Benton.
Yeah, great job that time by Mason Laster.
Boy, I had a great visit with him at Panther Live Tuesday, and when I asked him, what's your best memory as a Benton Panther, you know what he said? Playing scout team as a sophomore.
Oh, yeah.
It made me the player I am today.
It will. Scout team will you find out real quick when you're a sophomore. High school's a different speed.
McGalliard goes to a knee to make the catch at the 26, so a gain of 5.
Well,
and it'll be 3rd down and 4, or 3rd down and 2.
And Dio, this defense has got to find a way to get off the field. They've been in these 3rd and short situations on 3 separate downs now and haven't been able to get off.
Empty gun for Miller. Looks left, rolling right. Dominic Roy giving chase, and Miller making it happen with his feet as Landon Jackson's finally going to bring him down at the 14-yard line. Gain of 10 and another Harding Academy first down.
And that's exactly what I was going to say, Terry, is the common denominator on the last 3 plays we've seen where it's been 3rd and short and 4th and short is Owen Miller, number 6, with his feet.
Let's talk about that after this play, Dio, you being our defensive guys. Again, an empty gun. They bring Bubas in motion to the near side. Miller rolling that way, going to throw underneath, and batting it away was Isaac Hill. So they spread you out.
Yep.
They've got a scrambling quarterback. How do you account for that as a
defense?
Spy.
And against other teams in the past, I know Coach Harris has relied on a spy and, put a linebacker on to, say, hey, this is your guy. You go where he goes and don't let him cross the line of scrimmage. And we haven't gone to that yet. We probably haven't needed to. But Owen Miller started scrambling a little bit better than he did the first couple series.
Josiah Swindle snaps it back to Miller, who pulls. He's got the edge. He's got the end zone. Touchdown, Harding Academy. And with the aid of 2 huge Benton penalties to start the drive, it was all Owen Miller after that.
Well, and that's they've spotted something in the run game, and one of it is they're taking advantage of our aggressiveness from our defensive line play, and these kids are coming through. And I'm not saying that they're necessarily thinking, I'm coming through, I'm going to be the hero there, but that's kind of their job is, crash down. But they do have to remember against that read option, you've got to play assignment football, and your assignment, if you're that guy, is not to do that. Your assignment is to maintain that gap integrity. And so that was kind of one of my keys to the victory.
Yeah, well, you know, the other part of that, which we haven't seen, is even when they spy, the other danger is their running back.
Yeah.
You know, their running back, Isaac Baker, he rushed for 900 yards last year, but he also received for 800. So coming out of that backfield, he's equally dangerous. And
have we seen him tonight?
No, he's out. He's not playing. He's out with injury, so it's going to be Bubas.
It's going to be Bubas.
And it kind of leads you to believe, Terry, that Owen Miller may be their run package tonight with Isaac Baker out.
Well, he may be until they take it away from him. And that's what Dio's talking about, is putting that spy out there, and instead of rushing 4, you're rushing 3 with a spy.
Yeah.
The Kalen King, Edward Jones scoring drive summary: 13 plays, 94 yards in 5 minutes, 22 seconds, aided by 30 yards of penalties against the Panthers.
Well, and now we'll see how the Panther offense responds to a confident Harding defense after watching their offense just go make that drive. That was a great drive by them. Now, given it was aided, but still a great drive, and that's a confidence booster against a team that you really do believe is an elite team.
Hunter Hopkins has it teed up in an onside kick look. He's going to kick it over to the left, and fielding it over there's Elias Payne, and there he goes up the sideline. He's going to step out of bounds at the 31-yard line. We've seen an onside kick in this city. When Benton played Searcy 2 years ago, returned for a touchdown,
Yep.
and Elias almost duplicated it.
He sure did. Boy, I think if he had another step, he probably would have scored on that time. Great.
So first down Panthers at the Wildcat 31. Luther Tucker now in the backfield for Benton. A minute 40 to go in the first quarter, all tied at 7. Luther Tucker going to get the carry, and he is going to pick up 4 yards down to the 27. Brody Myers on the tackle, 2nd and 6.
Boy, they had it stacked up that time, Dio. Had about 8 guys in the box.
Still glad to see him try to run it.
Drew's going to throw it. Maddox Davis makes the catch, breaks a tackle, breaks another, and finally going to be wrestled down. I tell you, I like Cam Pryor, their strong safety. He's kind of in on a lot of tackles for the Harding defense.
Boy, and he brings the heat.
Yeah, he does.
But, I mean, Maddox is so elusive. He just kind of wiggles back and forth, and he takes some shots.
Marked him down at the 15. There is a penalty marker, and Benton backing up. An eligible man downfield against the Panthers. Wow.
You know, the Panthers last season, is as fantastic as that season was, Dio, the Panthers were almost penalized 1,000 yards last season.
Yep. Yeah, that's not that's just free. That's free offense for the opposing team. That's all that is.
Drew pump fakes. He's pressured. He rolls to his right. He pumps again and finally throws it away as he's going to be taken down to the turf after he released the football by Cole Griffin. And boy, Benton 3rd down and 11, and it is just not clicking in the early going tonight.
Boy, it's not. I had a good feeling coming in tonight, but I'm seeing a lot of the same stuff that's been plaguing us all season.
Empty gun as Tucker is going to be in the slot to the left. Now Drew looks to the sideline. Snap back. Drew looks right, throws it back left, and it kind of floated out there. Collett couldn't hold on to it as coming up to make the hit, Zane Green, and Benton got it 4th down and 11 at the Wildcat 32-yard line. Brad Harris going to leave the offense on the field.
Well, you could see the tunnel screen coming on that play, and it wasn't well executed. Boy, that ball was just floated out there. Really lucky that wasn't picked off.
It's cute. A late substitution, doesn't have his mouthpiece in, and Brad Harris is going to take a timeout. Now, you may see a lot of that on Saturday and Sunday, but they're not going to let you get away with it on Thursday and Friday. A couple of weeks ago, I believe it was the PA game to open the season. I bet there were 7 flags thrown for kids not having their mouthpiece in.
Really?
And, you see that now all the time on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, yeah,
it's almost
absolutely.
like an accessory.
Yeah. Some of them don't even wear a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Well, and I know they started harping really bad about the pads covering your knee. That was one of the emphasis last year.
Yeah.
And
some of those guys are out there in shorts.
Yeah, did you see Satania at the Razorback game? I mean, he had his a full 6 inches above his knees. I was like, those aren't football pants. Those are football shorts. That's exactly what those were.
So 4th down and 11 as the offense meets across the way with Brad Harris, Randy Shaw, Drew Harris in there as well. 57 seconds to go in a slow-moving first quarter, all tied at 7. They score 7-7, not 7-0. Drew takes the snap, fakes the cue, looking left, throwing left, comeback route, and it is complete for the first down. As making the catch on the far side was Will Carter. Great job hanging onto the football for a first down.
Listen, man, I'm going to tell you this. Will Carter is such a weapon. I mean, he's a hard-nosed football player, makes a lot of tough catches, and has the speed to go the distance.
First down, Drew is going to keep. He's going to run wide, lowers his shoulder. Man, look at the toughness from the Benton quarterback for a gain of 7 down to the 13.
Yeah, kind of just ran over Tanner Simmons out there.
Well, and he got a great – I couldn't see who that was. Was that Bronson Koulis that laid that block? But the free safety for Harding Academy was coming up. Cam, what's his last name?
Pryor.
Cam Pryor was coming up.
Well, let's get it after this touchdown throw to Maddox. As Maddox makes the catch, waltzes into the end zone with 9 seconds to go in the first quarter, and the Panthers have regained the lead at 13-7.
Well, speaking of downfield blocking, how about that play right there?
I mean, when it's well blocked, they go in untouched. We saw that with Elias earlier, now with Maddox. It's well blocked. It's a great play. Just how he drew it up.
6-play, 31-yard scoring drive in 1:35 as Garrett Honeycutt drills the extra point. The Panthers lead at 14-7 with 9 seconds to go. As we go down to Rob, it's kind of felt like a very uneven first quarter for the Panthers.
Just a little out of sync, and you keep going down to me when the band's playing, so I'm sorry if there's a lot of ambient noise, but hey, we got points out of it, kept our defense off the field, gave them a little bit of a rest, so let's come out and get a stop here.
Tell me from ground level, Owen Miller impresses us with his feet. What are you seeing down there field level?
He's very elusive. He keeps his eyes downfield to always be looking for the pass, and then if it's not there, he takes off. That was a great read option by him earlier. We had an all-out blitz called on the touchdown.
So the Caitlin King Edward Jones scoring drive summary, 6 plays, 31 yards in 1:35. Drew Davis to Maddox Davis for the 13-yard touchdown. Garrett Honeycutt's extra point makes it 14-7 Panthers as Honeycutt has it teed up. And he is going to put his foot into it, drive it down to the 10-yard line where Miles is going to return right into the waiting arms of Nick Wright at the 22-yard line. So he catches it on the run, Dio, at the 10 and still only gets a 12-yard return.
That kickoff coverage, the special teams really has played a role so far this year, and we saw it last couple of years. Love how that kickoff coverage plays. Love the intensity that they play. And I think it sets the defense up to keep playing with that same level of intensity.
And that ended the first quarter. We're going to take a break. Benton leads after 1, 14-7 tonight on the Benton Football Network.
When you bank at First Security, you're choosing better for yourself and fellow Arkansans. Better service from friendly professionals who really invest in your goals. Better solutions with convenient tools and smart resources. And better support for the things that matter to you, as well as the communities that matter to us all. Because finding your better at First Security makes Arkansas better too. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to First Security Stadium, where Benton leads at the end of one, 14-7. Tomorrow is the Saline River Canoe Race at Lyle Park. There's a competitive division and a tandem solo division. You can search Saline River Canoe on social media for more information. Also, the next city council meeting will be Monday evening at 6 o'clock. It's a great way to find out what's going on and stay informed on what's coming up in the city of Benton. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, Farmers Market opens at 7 a.m. in the Farmers Market Pavilion. You can get your locally grown produce, crafts, and specialty items open every Saturday morning through October. And one of the great things about Benton is Third Thursday. And the final one of the year was held last night. It was Faith and Family Night downtown.
Yep.
Did you take the Grand Young'uns?
Well, no, I was getting back into town from being out of town, but I know when it's Third Thursday, I'm always reminded, because when I leave my office and I'm headed to my house 2 blocks away, I'm like, what? Why are there so many people around here?
Yeah.
And then I remember, Third Thursday.
Third Thursday.
Yeah.
You
Good
know,
music and food. And
Allison Pepper was sharing this morning that, by the way, Panther Prayer parents, Friday mornings at 7 a.m. at the complex. Everyone's welcome to join. She was telling me this morning at the prayer time that Third Thursday is an incredibly long day for her, 6 a.m. until Third Thursday ends, keeping the store open. So that's a marathon for those downtown merchants.
I'm glad Neo Home Loans is not a retail establishment. Yeah, what kind of home loans you got in here? Sift through the racks.
Owen Miller was chased out of bounds by Jay Alford after a 1-yard gain. 2nd down and 9 for Harding Academy. Second quarter, they move toward the east end zone as Bubas carries. JTP's going to make the tackle at the 29. Gain of 5, it'll be 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, good job that time by Jay Thomas coming up and giving some run support. Held him to a 3rd down.
Third down and 4 for Harding Academy. Snap back. Miller sidearms it, and that ball flew up in the air. Unable to come down with it for Harding Academy was Eli Baker. And, man, he almost went with a Dan Quisenberry release.
Yeah, that was I mean, that's one of those where, you learn, and he didn't quite get the spiral on it, but, they talk to quarterbacks about having different type throws, like sand wedge all the way to driver. And I don't know what kind of wedge that was.
That was
well, it better be a 4th down wedge.
That was a save 9th inning major league reliever release. Owen Miller going to drop back, pressured by Walter Hicks, throws, has McGalliard in the center of the field, and he's going to be down to the 42-yard line. On 4th down, they needed 4. They pick up 13 and move the chains.
Well, they needed a 4th down play, and they got it, Dio.
Well, and that was strange to me, too, because it was almost, he was running for his life there for a second, and it's like he looked up and saw the linebacker that was coming at him and the place that he had left, and it was like his eyes went to where that linebacker had previously occupied.
Miller pulled it that time, and Owen Seals was waiting on him. Panther defensive adjustment right there. Big loss back to the 38.
Jay Alford in on that play, too.
Loss of 4 back to the 38, 2nd and 14. Harding is 2 of 2 on 4th down conversions tonight. Little flea flicker. Miller having to roll to his left. Throws into double coverage, incomplete. as Pepper and Hill had Miles completely sandwiched in coverage.
That was great coverage. Jay Thomas, hey, you know, the only knock on Jay Thomas it was he was more of a run stop guy. Like he was more of your run defender, but interception last week with a 41-yard return, and then
and if that pass is on target, that's an interception as well.
Yeah, potentially.
So 3rd down and 14 for Harding Academy. 10:21 left in the second quarter. Benton leads 14-7. Panthers showing blitz. Miller going to be bottled up that time. Did you see the adjustment by the D-line right there? They weren't all out blitzing. They were kind of keeping him bottled up. Miller had nowhere to go.
That was a good job, Coach Harris making that adjustment, having his guys play that assignment football, stay where you're supposed to, and let the quarterback, run around back there. Let Walter get to him. Walter will get to him.
Well, even Walter banked around on the left-hand side on a stunt and then contained.
Yeah.
4th down and 15, and Harding's going to punt it away. And now we've got a whistle and a timeout by Harding Academy. Rob, I want to go down to you because I really like what Blake Dorsey's defensive lineman did that time. It's almost like they created the pocket to keep Miller in it rather than letting him scramble.
Yeah, that's what Dr. Dixon and I were here talking about, that they just kind of settled and mirrored the quarterback, just kind of keep him hemmed in.
Great adjustment by the defensive coaches, and I think that particular scheme is going to be key because Miller's run threat has been what scared us the most in this first half.
Well, that's where that's how they drove it down the field, and that's how they got their points. And hey, we got Benji watching, and that's cool and all, but there's nothing cooler than when your grandkids are watching and listening to you. So shout out to Gia and Steelman, who are tuned in with Kiki at home, watching us right now. So they'll get a kick out of that.
Sleep overnight?
I don't know if it is a sleepover night. Maybe. My wife might be in Sheridan right now.
Oh, okay. So 4th down and 15 for Harding. They're going to punt it away as Bubas is the personal protector for Owen Miller, the quarterback/punter. Miles, their defensive end, is the deep snapper. Perfect snap. Miller going to kick it again extremely high and short this time. And fair catch made by Maddox Davis at the 38-yard line. Not a lot of length on that one, but my word, the hang time.
Well, you can see why UCA's recruiting that young man. He's an all-around athlete. He's a good athlete, throws the ball well, runs well. He's a kid that at the next level will find a place.
So 1st down and 10, Benton at the 38-yard line. It's twins to each side. Now Davis going to go in motion. Going to fake a reverse. Drew looking deep. He's got Elias Payne. Just overthrows him incomplete.
Well, boy, he had him open. He was wide open. He would have scored and just overthrew it. But if you're going to miss, Dio, that's the place to do it.
Miss him long. And it's kind of hard to throw it over Elias.
Second down. Give it off to T.J. Williams. And the second true run from a running back in this first half is going to go for 7 yards. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Well, TJ, I'll tell you this, TJ has a pretty good run ratio.
Yeah, he does. Came in tonight averaging 12.4 per carry as they flip it out to Will Carter. Will's going to have the first down over midfield down to the Wildcat 48-yard line. Cam Pryor again on the tackle for Harding Academy, but Benton moves the chains 1st down.
Man, I sound like a broken record, but another tough catch in traffic.
It's Drew going to pump fake, going to throw. Koulis wide open, and it is a little too far for him. It looked like Looks like Koulis almost could have reached out and caught it.
Yeah, well, and maybe from our angle it looked a little closer than it was, but it really did look like he could have just reached his arms out, but he just kind of watched it drop. We'll see on the replay here. Oh, well,
it was about a full yard ahead of him.
It was a little further than it looked from at first glance.
Second down, going to run that little jet sweep forward pitch to Maddox, and he is going to reach the 43 for a 5-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, guys, that previous play to Koulis, I think that's the first time that we've thrown to him all season. He hadn't caught a pass yet.
I think he's been targeted at least once or twice, but that's the first time this game for sure.
So 3rd down and 5 Panthers at the Wildcat 43. Going to run it straight ahead with TJ. There's that line doing its job. You need 5, you get 6. 1st down Panthers.
Boy, and I like how TJ comes through on that. You can tell when he hits the line of scrimmage at full speed. He was going to get that 5 yards.
He gets downhill in a hurry.
Oh, yeah, and all he needs is a crease. If that one guy doesn't get him wrapped up, he's gone.
So 1st down, Benton. Going to fake it to TJ. Throw it out to Maddox Davis. It hits the Wildcat defender, Rhett Watson, and the helmet flies away. And we've got 2 flags on the field. That's the strangest looking thing.
Well, and Isaiah Gibson's walking back, and
calling illegal use of hands on the Panthers. Had a flag from the back judge as well.
Yeah, I'm super confused here. Thought for a minute it was going to be pass interference because he was making contact before the ball got there, but it is behind the line of scrimmage.
Bottom line, the Panthers are going to back up, and it's going to be 1st and a long ways.
So illegal use of hands against Benton going to move the Panthers back to the 47-yard line. And the penalty stats at halftime, guys, are going to be ugly. 1st down and 20. Following the penalty back to the 47-yard line. Give it off to TJ. TJ with nice running room down to the Wildcat 39, a gain of 8.
Gets 8 back. 2 more 8-yard carries, and we may be back in business.
Well, but breaking off chunks like that is good because then that pulls some of these defenders down and makes the passing game easier. Well, the deep passing game.
2nd and 12. Drews rolls to his right. Pumps. Going to tuck and keep. And he lowers his shoulder right at the stick. Wow. What a collision down there at the stick. And looks like a Wildcat got the worst end of that as a Harding player down at the 24-yard line. Saw 3 Wildcats converging on Drew. Drew didn't slide like Owen Miller. He was going to take the lick.
Well, we'll see on the replay here. That was 25 that got hurt, so.
No, I think it was this guy right here that got hurt.
That's Cam Pryor. No, it is Myers that went flipping over Cam Pryor.
Sure enough. Good call, Dio.
I don't know what he really hurt. I guess he tweaked his knee a little bit when he got flipped over, maybe. Little hyperextension. Done that time or two in football.
So Myers, their defensive end, a 5'9", 190-pound senior, came in with 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. As the trainer walks alongside him to the sideline, Benton's going to have it 1st down at the 27-yard line after the 12-yard pickup by Drew Davis. Drew going to throw to Elias in the seam, and Elias is in the end zone. Touchdown Panthers. Drew Davis to Elias Payne for 27 yards.
Boy, Elias is just hard to get your hands on. I mean, he is. You want to talk about slippery? That is, he is slippery.
He almost knows whether or not you're going to make the tackle before you hit him.
And how he turns left and then stops and turns back right. I've never seen anybody do that quite like that.
But he just found that open space.
Yeah.
Garrett Honeycutt will boot the extra point, and it is up and good, and the Panthers lead at 21-7 with 6:57 to go in the first half. Your Caitlin King drive summary, 9 plays, 62 yards for the Panthers score, and the electric eel, because he's so slippery, Elias Payne.
There you go.
Is in the end zone. Rob, the mood on the sideline as the Panthers go up 2 scores.
Good energy now. You know, I was telling the defense, y'all bring the energy. We need to stop right here. We can really kind of flip all the momentum.
Yeah, a defensive stop right here would be good. And I think that the strategy that they used the last series, you know, kind of mirroring Owen Miller and holding him in the backfield, not letting him escape with his feet, I mean, that seemed to work. So let's see if they can repeat that this time.
Panthers lead at 21-7 in the second quarter, sponsored by Chad Slaughter and the wonderful folks at CTS Industrial Services. Garrett Honeycutt to kick off for Benton, kicking into the west end zone, and there's that big leg of Garrett's. Going to be a touchback, and Harding will start at their own 20-yard line. So, like to see the D put the clamps down here, get another score, a little more breathing room before half.
Well, and we just love to see them repeat that success and see that, you know, that they are capable of making that stop. I mean, I think they were a little bit shocked by that long drive because they just couldn't seem to – they didn't have an answer for Owen Miller. But
especially on third down.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, the Panthers are holding our opponents on third down. There's only been 29% of the third downs going into this game that have been successful. I mean, the Panthers are being tough on third down.
But Harding's really converted on fourth down this evening. They have been perfect on fourth down conversions. As Miles comes in motion, going to give it to him. And boy, the Panthers had that one read very well as Dominic Roy, who showed up with a shiner. He took a door to the eye today in the indoor complex. But he's taking out his frustration on the Wildcats this evening.
Yeah,
he almost took the hand off.
That's exactly right.
Second down and 11 after the loss of 1. It's Walter Hicks. Pressures there. He slams Owen Miller down for a loss of back to the 16, a loss of 3. There's Walter being Walter.
But I like your description. You said slams, and I was about to talk about how polite Walter was. Once he got out of bounds, he kind of gently set him down.
Okay.
He was actually kind of a good sport about it. You know, he really didn't try to slam the guy down. I was proud of Walter.
He slung him down.
He slung him gently.
Empty gun. Miller drops back. Here comes the pressure again. JTP applying it, and the catch is going to be made downfield as Cordell Payne in coverage of Eli Baker. And are they going to call that a catch? There's a flag out of 2 flags, one of them.
Yeah, he hit him out of bounds.
5 yards out of bounds, and we're going to get a roughing the passer against the Panthers.
It's just another stupid penalty.
Well, and here Walter goes being all nice to the guy, and then somebody else comes along and smacks him out of bounds.
He had thrown the ball, and then he hit him out of bounds after he threw it. And I couldn't see his other foot, whether or not it touched inbounds.
Just
wow.
Let's see on this replay if we can tell. Nope.
So the catch stands. They marked that catch off as 21 yards and then penalized Benton 15 for the roughing the passer, and that's going to move it all the way into Panther territory at the Benton 48. Yikes. First down, Harding Academy, as Bubas is going to motion back into the backfield. Line up in a pistol. Give it off to Bubas, and Walter Hicks is having none of it as he makes the tackle after a 1-yard gain.
Boy, Walter Hicks, I assumed that they would scheme him, but, man, it's not working because he's all over the field. He is everywhere tonight.
5:50 to go in the first half. Benton leading 21-7. Harding facing second down and 9 at the Panther 47. Defensive line digs in. Snap back to Owen Miller. He's going to loft one out to a wide open Eli Baker. Busting coverage. Touchdown. Harding Academy on a 47-yard pitch and catch from Owen Miller to Eli Baker.
I don't think anybody saw Eli Baker line up in formation because he was completely uncovered the entire time.
Well, you know, the Panthers had a third down hold and let them escape with a hit out of bounds. And once again, it bites them. That's the second drive that we've let them escape for a score.
Hunter Hopkins on for the PAT. And his extra point is good. And with 5:34 to go in the first half, it is now Benton 21 and Harding 14. And Rob, I want to bring you back in because it seems like one of the biggest aids to Harding's offense has been Benton's penalties.
Yep, it sure is. And that was, I didn't see it, but from what y'all described it, just very undisciplined. Gave them an out, and they took advantage of it.
They look to you on that touchdown pass, just a busted coverage?
Yeah, it was across the field. I didn't see. I mean, we're running pretty much a nickel coverage with 4 safeties. I don't know whose assignment it was, but he was wide open.
Cordell Payne was the closest one over there, but he's a safety, and I wouldn't think he would have been – you know, well, I mean, maybe he did have outside deep coverage if we're playing, you know, quarters, but nobody ever even looked at him. That was the bad part.
So 5-play, 80-yard touchdown drive for Harding Academy that took just a minute, 23 seconds. Big third down conversion and a penalty. Is that ball pops up to Elias, and there he goes. Elias is bound and determined to run an onside kickback for a touchdown, and this might be it. 20, 10, touchdown, Elias Payne. Onside kick return for a score, and that is an electric answer.
Man.
Oh, and there's a flag down.
Oh, guys, you got to be kidding me, man.
Where?
Well, he picked it up, and he just ran over to Coach Harris to tell him.
It's a sideline warning.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, sideline warning on Harding Academy.
After the PAT, Jonathan, can we cue that one up? I want to see that one again. That
was electric.
Onside kick returns for touchdowns in Searcy and Benton go together.
Well, and you nailed it. He just refused to go down on that return and bought himself enough time and enough blockers where he could get just one more crease, and that's all it took.
I mean, he just works those angles. It's like he's got eyes coming out the sides of his helmet.
Extra point by Honeycutt is good. 5:23 to go in the first half, and Elias, a one-man show in answering the Harding Academy touchdown. And here's the replay, guys.
Wow, what a cut right here. Boom. Little stutter step on the inside. Got the defender to commit.
Listen,
the rest of it was speed.
I know he's not 6 foot 180 pounds or whatever, but somebody's going to miss out on this kid at a big level because I think Elias has got the athleticism. He can play regardless of size. He reminds me of J.J. Metters.
Yeah.
That's who he
comparison.
That's who
that's
he
a great
reminds me
comparison.
of.
Yeah.
I mean, he plays just like him, just a scat back.
Yeah.
Like he's a jitterbug. You're not going to get your hands on him.
That's a great comparison.
Tough to tackle.
I'm proud of Elias tonight.
Yeah. He's played well. I don't think
Now let's see if we can get rid of penalties.
Yeah.
And get off the field.
As Honeycutt approaches it, kicks it off, and that ball, a low-line drive that is fielded by Miles, and he is going to be tackled at the 22-yard line. And Poot was the first one down there, and
Will Carter was down there.
Buddies finished him off at the 22. Again, just a 12-yard return on a kickoff. So first down and 10 Wildcats at their own 22-yard line. Benton leading 28-14 with 5:18 to go in the first half. Miller to the left, throws for McGalliard, breaks the tackle of O'Marcus King, and now he's going to be pummeled from behind by Nick Wright.
Yeah, it's a good, strong hit by Nick Wright. It's a good job not giving up on the play and getting downfield also, guys.
Well, he had to come from the opposite direction that a defender usually is because that wasn't his original assignment.
Handed off to Bubas, and Ty Mattia is going to be credited with the tackle. It is right at the stick. They're going to say short, third down and inches.
Now, listen, I have no idea who's right, but the stadium guy's calling that guy Bubas.
Bubas? Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know who's right.
Well.
Oh, ball's on the ground.
Trust him as Miller picks it up. Now the whistle blew very, very fast.
It really
Welcome
did.
home.
Hey, Miller's recovered. Let's blow the play dead. It's going to be a loss back to the 27, loss of 4. It's fourth down.
Oh, that was just a botched handoff.
Boy, and it was sitting right there for Ty Mattia to grab.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Ty may have stripped that on the handoff.
Well, he never even got to it because the ball got hung up on Bubba's side. Like, he never got his hand on it.
They list Bubba's at 5'9", Elias at 5'8", and I'm going to give Elias the edge in the height.
Yeah, I agree with you right there. I will say I like Bubba's haircut, but I mean, not all of us can have long flowing locks like that.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to two of our biggest Benton Panther fans back home. Never miss a snap. Taylor Stallnacker and Brian Fisher. Hear from those guys every week. They love Benton Panther football, and I know they're hooping and hollering at home, cheering the Panthers on to victory tonight.
Well,
thanks for watching, fellas.
Yeah, I'm sure Electric Elias is putting on a show for the fan. He really is putting on a show. I don't think I've ever felt so confident about an offensive MVP pick before halftime.
Yeah.
But somebody's going to have to really show out is all I know.
And a special teams MVP.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of lumping that in there all together, because it's just when one guy has one of those nights, the only thing he could do to top it would be to get to go out there at safety and return, pick 6. Hat trick him, coach. Get him in on D.
Yeah.
Give him the hat trick.
So we're 2/3 of the way there. Huh?
I mean, literally, we're 2/3 of the way there. I guess we could do the passing and rushing.
Could we
touchdowns.
page new defensive backs coach Ryan Forte and say, please put Elias back there just for a DO, would you?
Yeah. Little pick 6.
So fourth down, Harding rolls the dice. Miller breaks 2 tackles, reverses field, Cordell Payne can't get him down. Miller's running out of steam, and JTB and tackles him at the 21-yard line. So Harding rolls the dice and going to give Benton a very short field with 3:34 to go in the half.
Boy, I thought Nick Wright had him dead to rights back there.
I did too, but it was Nick's containment that allowed us to blow that play up. Just a great job trying to strip the ball, and fell off of him, and the Panthers are now going to take over 1st and 10, almost in the red zone.
Panthers just 6 of 9 in the red zone coming into tonight. And when they've reached this point in the field, they've been very efficient tonight. See what Justin Ray dials up here. It's going to be a reverse to Carson Collett. He's got Bronson Koulis out front. There's a flag behind the play. Collett is going to be pushed out of bounds at the 1-yard line, but
it won't matter.
Nope. Coming back. This flag lies back at the 26.
How many penalties is that so far?
You know, I don't have a tally.
I honestly, I've lost count in my head. I think it's like 7 or 8.
Tell you, if you'll talk, I'll count it up real quick.
Well, it's the Panthers would have had the ball 1st and goal on the 1-yard line, but now are going to be faced with 1st and 20 at the 31-yard line.
Well, we either got terribly sloppy discipline or we're getting bullied. But one or the other's.
Well, three games of terribly sloppy discipline.
I mean, that's kind of, yeah.
Drew going to be hemmed in and sacked back at the 38-yard line. Panthers tried a little play action, and it didn't open up, and Drew took the brunt of it. Loss of 7. I've got us down for 8 penalties right now, but Bobby will give us the official numbers at halftime.
Yeah, 8 penalties. Now it's 2nd and Cabot.
Yeah.
For the Panther offense.
2nd 28. Ball at the 38. Panthers got to reach the 10. Go twins to each side. Drew takes a snap, looking left all the way. Throws underneath to TJ. And TJ's free up the sideline. Touchdown, Panthers! Drew Davis to TJ Williams. He had 2 catches for 60 yards last week. He has a 38-yard catch for a touchdown with 2:30 to go in the first half, and Benton goes up 34-14.
No flags, and Dio, you heard us talk about it with regard to his ability to come out of the backfield and be that receiver. You just saw it right there, big-time score.
It's kind of like when a quarterback can run, you get a +1 in the backfield, but when you got a running back that can go out and catch, it's a +1 against a defensive secondary, and that's exactly what you saw, because you're going to get a mismatch. You got a linebacker trying to run out there and cover TJ, and the linebacker's just not going to be able to stay with it.
Boy, he just made that guy miss right there on the sidelines and tight-roped it for about 3 steps, and the rest of it was history.
So you want a statistical anomaly?
Yeah.
That was a 2-play, 21-yard touchdown drive, but the touchdown play was 38 yards.
That is a cool anomaly.
That is just kind of proof of not the cleanest football tonight, Jer.
So how does that work on the individual stat line? Does he get a 38-yard reception?
Yes, but the drive is only 21 because it went into play there.
Makes sense, yeah.
Panthers lead at 35-14.
Well, with a 4th down hold, that was a really important score.
Yeah.
They really needed to score that.
Garrett Honeycutt going to kick off. He drives this one over the head of Miles into the end zone. So another touchback to Garrett Honeycutt's registry tonight. Harding will put it in play, 1st down and 10 at the 20.
Well, with 2:30 left, Dio, there's still time for one more possession. But the Panthers are going to have to get a 3-and-out here.
Yeah, and just we got to clean up the mistakes, because it's been ourselves that have, shot ourselves in the foot, so to speak, on both offense and defense with these penalties.
Terry, what do you say on a weekly basis?
Play clean.
Who's the toughest team Benton plays each week?
The Benton Panthers.
There's Cordell with a good tackle of McGalliard, who made the catch at the 26-yard line, a gain of 6, second down and 4.
I literally made that statement in the fourth quarter of the Salt Bowl, I think, is that based on what I'd seen, that was our toughest challenge.
Throw to Miles in the center of the field. Isaac Hill going to bring him down at the 38, gain of 12 and a first down for Harding.
They're just running that little sit down in the zone route right there, right between the linebackers. Well, we're blitzing most of our linebackers, but right there in front of the safeties that are going deep. It's just kind of wide open in this hurry-up type offense.
So they steal a play from Justin Ray's playbook, a little inside pitch. It's going to be a short gain to the 42-yard line as Tyson Jordan made the tackle. Second down, Miller rolls, pressured. He is clocked by Nick Wright, and Owen Miller is down and being attended to by all of his Wildcat teammates. And boy, Harding, you just hate this.
They can't afford to lose him.
No. They're playing tonight without Kanan Harris, their best defensive lineman, without Isaac Baker, their running back, and Owen Miller. Boy, it's good to see him up and coming to the sideline as went down hard.
And Nick Wright's defense, I mean, he pulled up. He was about to make really hard contact, and he pulled up and still made some contact, but it was clear to the official it was unintentional.
So checking in is Cam Pryor at quarterback. That's a name we've called a lot for the excellent job he's done defensively tonight for Harding. He actually came in relief of an injured Owen Miller in the playoffs last year and did a very fine job for Harding in their win at Elkins.
Oh, Owen.
Did Owen Seals just get
well,
backed?
No, he didn't actually.
Well, the offensive lineman stood up.
Exactly, and Owen stood up, but he stood up into the neutral zone, and that's when the guy threw the flag.
So 5 yards going to leave Harding with a 3rd down and 1. At the 48-yard line, Miles is going to be the H-back to the near side. Low snap, Bubbas gets it, and Bubbas is going down short of the first down. Nick Wright with a very inspired series for the PDC.
Boy, he sure is. He's really, really coming on now, D.O.
Oh, he's played well tonight. I mean, we've called Nick's name a ton tonight. This defense, I don't know if the first couple of games he was kind of, getting used to that position or what, but he's figured it out because he's going full speed tonight.
Came in with 11 tackles, 1 tackle for loss on the season. The 6-foot, 200-pound senior that wears number 14 for the Panthers. So 1:17 to go. Brad Harris took a timeout as Harding faces 4th down and a long one. And I think Coach Harris is looking for a stop and another quick score here before half.
I think so. Obviously, a key play in that strategy.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for them giving us the sports information booth tonight. We've got Dio, Terry, Evan Garrett, Chase Bowden on cameras, Jonathan and Aaron in here, Henry Hicks handling defensive stats for us. So
we got the whole crew.
Man, we got the whole crew inside. No camera deck upstairs, so we got the camera guys in here tonight. So 4th down and short, and Pryor takes a snap. No, that's Miller back in there, flips it out to Howell, and he is going to be –
I don't think he made it.
Depends on the spot, guys.
I don't think he got it.
I don't think he made it.
He didn't make it.
They are eyeballing it. It looks short from our vantage point.
That's a full yard short.
Yeah. They're not even going to measure.
Yeah.
How about that PDC?
Well, that's rare to me to see that kind of throw on a 4th and short like that. You know, that's just a chance right there.
I mean, you always want to throw further than the stick.
I mean, in my opinion, you do on 4th down for sure. I mean, 3rd and you want to just get closer so you can run it on 4th down, one thing, but that doesn't make any sense to me. But it wasn't expected. I sure didn't expect it.
So first down, 57 seconds to work with. Benton has it at the Harding Academy 48 following the defensive stop. Elias in fly motion, going to fake to T.J. Williams. Drew looking deep. Drew airs it out, and it's just beyond the reach of Carson Collett near the goal line, incomplete. Arm strength is not the issue right now.
No.
Plenty of arm strength.
Plenty of arm strength.
Well, all Drew's got to do is just throw it up just a little bit higher. Just let it get a little more air under it. And he's putting a lot, but.
And more touch.
So Corey Anderson is going to check in after Carson Collett made that long run at an attempted touchdown catch. Anderson and Maddox Davis to the near side. Drew going to throw. He's going to hit Corey Anderson. And Corey checks in and immediately makes a statement on a 19-yard catch for a first down.
Boy, it's a nice catch. You know, we saw him at the Little Rock Christian game. He's a good-looking receiver.
Yeah, 5'10", 160-pound junior. Stays in there as Drew throws to a wide-open Will Carter. And Will continues to press downfield to the 11-yard line. That's an 18-yard gain and another first down.
I love all these guys, but, man, I just love watching Will Carter play. He's such a tough player.
Will's having a big night tonight.
Drew pumps. He's pressured. He throws to Elias, who dropped it. I think he was seeing the end zone in his imagination and forgot the ball.
He was focused on those eyes on the side of his helmet, looking at that lane instead of focused on the ball.
Yeah, I think he was seeing a little bit of red, too, coming his way and trying to figure out what angle it was.
So Koulis is going to attach as a tight end to the left of Isaiah Gibson, the left tackle. Second down and 10. Going to set up the middle screen. Now Drew doesn't have a receiver. Going to have to throw. Boy, I thought he was throwing that one away. What a catch by T.J. Williams. The referee throws his hat off, and that's going to be going out of bounds and being the first one to touch it coming back in. So an illegal touching is going to wipe off that touchdown, I believe, because the referee threw his hat off.
Well, you see him over there in the top of the screen. He drifts and then makes contact. And guys, I didn't see it. That is just a fantastic football play.
He went out of the frame
briefly.
Right. And if he stepped out, Terry, I think it was in that brief moment he was out of the frame.
Yeah, I think Jim's right.
But it was an incredible catch. I thought Drew was throwing it away.
Here's a little bit of a wider look. You see Drew does a great job of stepping up into the pocket and then directs TJ to go deep and then just floats the ball out. And you see the contact there.
Yeah, his foot's out right
I guess
there.
it was that 1 foot.
So it's going to move it all the way back. It's a loss of down to the 26-yard line. With 9 seconds to go in the half, Benton threatening. Third down and 25.
My goodness.
And we're going to get a false start, back Panthers up even more.
I'm going to eat my hat.
So third down and 30 with 9 seconds to go in the first half. It's Drew looks. Drew throws. Catch Will Carter. Will Carter crawls into the end zone for a touchdown. What an effort by Will Carter.
What an effort. He was not going to be denied. I mean, he knew that he didn't have time for another play. That was phenomenal effort.
What a play. by Will Carter.
Did he plant his hand down?
Yeah, he got knocked off balance, used his hand to regain his balance, and then basically crawled into the end zone. Wow. Honeycutt's extra point is good. And I know there's nobody happier in Benton right now than Mama Erin.
Absolutely.
Her boy is showing up, showing out tonight for the Panthers.
I mean, just comes in on that slant and splits the coverage. Now watch this. There's the hand. Dives in. Man, got it.
What a play.
What a play.
Hey, Elias may have a little competition tonight.
That's what I'm saying.
He had it locked up early.
But Will's answering the charge right there. That's pretty good. I'm going to tell you right now, if I planted my wrist like that running at full speed, I feel like I'd shatter something.
You'd be going to see Dr. Bailey.
I'm going to tell you right now, it hurts just thinking about planting my hand like that.
Caitlin King, Edward Jones drive summary. Panthers took over with 57 seconds to go in the half at the 48. It's a 56-second drive. 3 plays. Drew Davis to Will Carter, 32 yards. Terry, they left 1 second on the clock, so Benton going to have to kick off.
Kick it in the end zone.
Great opportunity to try that onside kick.
Actually, no, you don't want to kick in the end zone, do you? Because then does the clock even start?
No, it doesn't start.
So now they get 1 play.
Yep, Harding's going to have to snap it once.
Yeah, why didn't we squib it?
Yeah.
Make them run it.
Maybe trying to preserve that kickoff coverage. You know, touchback or 12 yards. It's been pretty consistent tonight.
Maybe.
Excellent opportunity to practice onside kicks.
It would have been a great time for an onside kick, though, too. I agree.
So 42-14, Panthers lead it with 1 second remaining. And
there's Elias.
He is at free safety. Maddox is in there as well. Will Carter's out there.
Oh, I might get to – hey.
Hat trick.
Hat trick. Score in all 3 phases of the game.
All right, so our hope is Elias picking off a pass.
The only thing is,
here.
I think Elias is football smart enough. He'd probably just go down if he was like in the end zone or something. So he's not going to get the pick.
Oh, they're going to down it.
Yep. He's not going to get the chances. Owen Miller took a knee, and we are at halftime. Benton leads 42-14 over Harding Academy. At halftime, we're going to step aside, take a break, and come back with the Hamilton Family Dentistry halftime show tonight from First Security Stadium, where it's been all Panthers in the first half. CTS Services is an industrial service company providing vacuum truck services, high-pressure water blasting, and large roll-off dumpsters. CTS, in partnership with Recycle Saline, hosts a hazardous household waste drop-off once per quarter. CTS is always looking to add great members to our team. We offer competitive pay, health and retirement benefits, and great people to work with. CTS is proud sponsors of Benton Panther football. Give them a call at 501-778-4535.
It's Friday, so Panther fans are thinking about our friends over at Riverside Grocery. Everyone knows about their catering that's good as grandma's, but their breakfast and lunch are becoming a Saline County tradition. Deer season's just around the corner, and Riverside's also your headquarters for feed and game processing. So whether you're gassing up or grabbing those essential tailgating supplies, Riverside Grocery has everything you need. Drop by Riverside and start your weekend right.
Hamilton Family Dentistry, dental care that grows with you. We're family owned and are ready to provide dental care for your family. From your newborn baby to your great-grandparents, we see them all. Give us a call at 653-2422 or come visit us at 2422 Spring Hill Road.
Needing to sell your house or looking for your dream home, Scott Cobb and his team at Trim and Ball Real Estate will make it happen. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, Scott will guide you every step of the way. Scott has been selling real estate in Saline County and beyond since 1996. He prides himself in building a relationship with his clients and caring for them like family. He knows the market, he knows the neighborhoods, and more importantly, he knows what it takes to get you the best deal. Give Scott a call today at 501-351-2622. Truman Ball Real Estate, where you're more than just a transaction.
Panther fans, this is Jim Gardner. You probably recognize my voice from watching Benton football, but there is something I love more than talking about the Panthers, and that is sharing the love of Jesus Christ. I'd like to invite you to worship with us on Sunday at 10 a.m. at Northside Church of Christ, located next door to Saline Memorial Hospital. I want to share with you about the God who knows all about you and loves you anyway. For more information, go to northsidecfc.info.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett, inviting you to come see us at Everett Buick GMC and discover the Everett difference. But what is that difference? It's outstanding customer service, the largest Buick GMC inventory in Arkansas, a state-of-the-art facility, and an outstanding team of professionals who put your needs first. From sales to service to financing, the difference shows in everything we do every day. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at the Alcoa exit.
Any lasting structure begins with a good blueprint, and every good blueprint must be designed specifically for the people it serves. The Benton Event Center, Riverside Park, and the new Boys and Girls Club, all designed by the professional architects at Black, Corley, Owens, and Hughes. They understand the Benton community and are a major part of our economic success. Proud sponsors of Benton Panther football and valued partners for our community.
Welcome back to the Hamilton Family Dentistry Halftime Show, brought to you by Alex Hamilton and his crew. Tonight, Panthers lead Harding Academy 42-14 at halftime, and it's one of the biggest honors I've had calling Benton Panther football, to be joined tonight by Paul Simmons, head coach of the defending national champion Harding Bisons. Coach, thank you for making time for us.
Absolutely, Jim. Glad to be with you, buddy. You know how much I love you and respect you.
So it looks to me like maybe you picked up right where you left off last year. I was down in Monticello last night, 63-3 over the Boll Weevils. Maybe an early season assessment of your team.
Well, I tell you, I think as a coach, I think the belief is that when your kids don't play well, or when you lose, maybe then you're supposed to love them up and build them up and pat them on the back. But when you win, that's the time to find every little, chink in the armor and be hard on them. But I don't believe in that. I just believe in telling them the truth. And so today in the team meeting, I just said, man, we got a long ways to go, but you guys are crushing it. You're the way they approached the road trip last night, the way they attacked practice, the level of execution right now it's really impressive. And winning is hard, but boy, our guys they sure have a mature approach to how they're doing things, and they're playing really well right now.
22 wins in a row for your program.
That's crazy.
Yeah, what do you think
surreal.
about when you digest that?
I probably really hadn't even thought about that. I just try to figure out how to win that day. I really do think, though, that if people knew the kind of young men we coached, they are wildly impressive. The effort they bring every day, the way they attack the classroom. I promise you that my email, my inbox remains full with people. Coach, I want you to know that I ran into one of your young men at Walmart, and I had a flat tire, and he came over and he took care of me. Or, I get this email commonly from professors on campus. It's always pretty neat, and it starts with, Coach, I want you to know I've never been a football fan, and I'm still not really a football fan, but I've become a fan of Harding football because I got 6 young men in my class. They're your players, and those 6 guys sit right on the front row, and they engage, and they're kind, and they have a humble spirit, and I just really do. I love the young men we get to coach, and I just think that the win, success is. It's just a product of these guys doing things the right way, buying into an approach that I think most of the world would say doesn't make sense. Putting everybody else's needs in front of your own, being very selfless, being wildly committed. having a high level of loyalty, which everybody says that loyalty is gone these days. I don't believe that at all. And really just trying to honor God with how we do all the small things, and then the scoreboard just takes care of itself. But we are very blessed right now. It feels like we're living in a special situation, and certainly excited to see what these guys can do.
I know the wins on the field matter. You're a coach, and there is a scoreboard.
Yeah.
But you say often that building the best culture in college football is at the top of your to-do list. That's what you aspire to.
Right.
What does that mean, building the best culture? What does that look like in Paul Simmons' eyes?
Well, and that's not cliche. That really is all we ever talk about is, how can we have the best culture in America? And every coach has got to define that for themselves. But, for us, that absolutely begins and ends with doing our best to honor God. I mean, we're sinners. We're broken men, but we want to operate this program in a way that we can create a generation of young men that are fantastic, not just awesome fathers and husbands, but awesome Christian fathers and Christian husbands, and men that can lead and serve in the community and understand really what it means to wash feet. When you are an imposing athlete and you got a lot of things going for you, but you have a humble spirit and you're kind and you're gentle, you really have a tremendous opportunity to impact people around you. And, I always, if I recruited Jim Gardner, I would say, look, I want you to understand this. If you come here and you're an All-American for us and you win a national championship, and you'll get a chance to do that, by the way, and if you get a degree that you leave here and you make millions, but nobody modeled to you what it looks like to lead your family faithfully as a Christian father and husband. Nobody modeled what it means to be a Christian servant. Then the whole thing was a bust. It was a waste of time. And we do not want to fail when it comes to what matters most. Most days I feel very inadequate to be the leader of this program. I look around and I can't believe that I'm supposed to be the guy that's in charge. And I've got a lot of inadequacies, but I'm going to try desperately to be a faithful follower as I lead these young men, and my goal is to see these guys in heaven one day. That's my goal. And I told the guys a few weeks ago, I said, guys, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I want you to understand what I want, and what I want is for us to become the very best. I want to be the very best. I want to be the absolute gold standard. I want to be the program that everybody measures their program against. I want to win multiple national championships. And the reason why I want to do that is so then we can say the best program in the country is one that honors God. The best program in the country is the most focused on raising up Christian fathers and husbands. This is the right way. This is the way to success. This is the way to living your very, very best life. I've been committed to a long time that, the more we win, the more success we have, the more we are going to try to, praise God and give the glory to Him. That's where it all comes from. So we're working at it, brother.
Yeah. I know you've said before you can tell a Harding bison by how they cross the street. down to the little things. Why don't you share that with the people back in Benton?
Well, I'm a giant believer in the power of expectations, right? What do you expect? And, we try really, really hard to make every single thing clear to our young men, the way you approach a classroom, the way you hold the door, the way you do everything. But one of the first day one things is, men, on this campus at Harding, we got a lot of streets that are driving through campus, and so we got crosswalks, and we you got situations where you're going to be waiting across the road and a car's coming in and he stops and waits for you. And most students on our campus, tend to stroll across the road, their head in their phone, and not even look up. And that's not going to be us. When a car stops for us, we are going to run across the road. We're going to look back. We're going to wave. We're going to say thank you. We are going to hate entitlement. We're going to hate arrogance, and that's a little tiny thing, but it's just an example of us, trying to make everything around us better and not doing anything on accident, right? Nothing is accidental. And so I do say that if you meet somebody and they say, I played football at Harding in the last 10 years for Coach Simmons, and you look at them and you think, I think maybe you didn't play there. If you ask them, how do you cross the road? And if they can't answer, they didn't play for us, I promise you.
And I'm sure that discipline translates over to the field when you see such a least penalized team as your team was last year. The discipline to win 2 one-score, 1-point games in the playoffs last year.
Right.
That attention to detail and the little things carries over to the on-field success.
No, there's no doubt. It's, a lot of this gets lost in the big plays. But last year our starting O-line in 15 games had 2 penalties, and that is an incredible testament to their coaches. But it also is an incredible testament to young men buying into how crucial the details are. I'm a huge believer in. This is not boxing, it's not golf, it's not a one-man sport. We have 130 young men, and we talk all the time about we're going to be in some games that come down to a yard or if not an inch, and so we've got 130 young men here. What if 130 young men really bought into the idea that every single thing that I do today is going to impact that inch? Every one of us, whether I'm playing or not. That's my nutrition, that's my sleep, that's my film study, that's my energy at practice. Every single bit of that, every victory I can gain goes into this one big pot. And on Saturday, it all comes rolling out. Because the reality is we don't get to choose which play changes the crucial game of the year. We don't know what drill is going to lead to that. We don't have any idea. So the exceptionally rare mentality is whatever I'm doing right now, that's it. Mm-hmm. Whatever I'm doing, that is what's going to change the season for us. And that's a really exceptional, unique mindset. It's a very mature mindset, but I really do. We believe that we have a lot of young men that have bought into, man, how many tiny victories can I gain today with the belief that in December, in the biggest game of the year, it's going to matter. The difference is going to matter right then, and it's fun to watch these young men grow. I tell you what's fun. It's fun. We played a lot of young men this fall. A lot of young guys got to play, and to see the old guys, these old warriors, celebrate the young guys, and watching those guys succeed is a neat thing.
I thought that was on display last night. You're up 49-0. The backup offense drops the ball. UAM picks it up and returns it down around the 3-yard line. And there was such an enthusiasm to that series by the defense, just trying to keep them out of the end zone.
Right.
You thought y'all had won a conference championship.
Yep.
Holding them to a field goal. That's what you're talking about, the inches.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And having guys out there, we're up 40 and they're fighting like it's the play of the century. But they also take a lot of pride in that shutout, which is really, really hard to come by. I tell you what, you also could see it. Jimmy City's a young man that's this is his 5th year in our program. He has had an unbelievable hard time here. Injury after injury after injury. Never had a role whatsoever, but so many other kids would have quit, and he persists. He persists. He hangs in there. He shows up. He shows up. He shows up. And so then late in the game, he goes in the game, and everybody, the whole sideline, like, get the ball to Jimmy. We got to get Jimmy in the end zone, and we did. And we got him in the end zone. And I tell you what, there were some tears shed seeing a young man who has just defined what we want our young men to be, to see him have a moment. And I really thought you could see the fabric of our team as all of these guys celebrated with the guy who's really hasn't had a chance,
So what's it like? You got a son at Fayetteville, and you got a son out here on the field tonight, Tanner, playing free safety. Being such a successful college coach, What's it like being the dad here?
I tell you what, it certainly is a really weird season of life for me. I've always said that maybe the biggest goal of my life is somebody say, man, that guy was an awesome dad. I could care less about being coach of the year, but I desperately want to be the dad of the year. And so I told my coaches today in the staff meeting, kind of in relation to having a Thursday night game, I said, guys, our job would be a really easy job. We have enough time to do what it takes to do our job in an excellent manner if we were all single. If we were all single, we could crush this job. But there's not enough time in the day to be an awesome football coach, to do it at a high level, and also be the kind of man you need to be as a Christian father, and also the kind of man you need to be a fantastic husband. There's not enough hours in the day. And so, number one, we've got to be super clear about what our priorities are. You're going to fail as a coach before you fail as a dad. If you're awesome at your job, but your family is not what they should be because you're absent, then I'm gonna fire you. I'm gonna. If you're missing your daughter's ballet because you're doing some extra work at the office and I know about it, you're gonna get fired. I do not want to be the reason why we don't have the kind of families that we need to have. And the reality is my situation is super challenging. My oldest son is an amazing young man. I love him like crazy. Now he is hard-headed. He's got a mind of his own, to be in different spots on Saturday is challenging. It really is. But I know God's got a plan. God's got a plan for Wyatt. God's got a plan for me, for my family. God's got a plan for Bison football, and I just desperately want to be really, really faithful in my role and, trust that plan.
Yeah. I know you and I talked back in the summer about transfer portal and how that's affecting things, even trickling down to D2, and it gets a lot of attention. But I remember you saying loyalty is going to have to be the characteristic you recruit hardest now.
Yeah.
Is the recruiting process getting harder at the D2 level as well?
Some might say it is. I just think you just have to really understand what you're after and not let your judgment be clouded by talent. Right? If you have a so-called standard, but that standard only exists until you find a guy that's so talented that is outside your mold, and so you give in. And then if you do that, you're gonna get what you deserve. Okay. I promise you that we recruit loyalty big time. The last big camp we had, I told 300 young men, I said, guys, I want you to understand that this place is all about loyalty. We all played here. This is year 19 for me. I've had 2 jobs in my life. I want guys that understand that. And so if you're at a high school right now as a high school senior and you just got there because you left another school in order to be at the school you are because you think that's going to improve your recruiting chances, if you walked out on your buddies as a senior to improve your recruiting chances, you might play ball in college, but you won't play at Harding. You will not play at Harding. I want to be around some ride or die guys. 10-0, I'm ready to rock and roll. 0-10, I'm ready to rock and roll. My loyalty does not depend on the record or how things are going. I'm in.
Yeah.
And this is probably pretty crude, but I always say, if they'll cheat with you, they'll cheat on you. That same young man, if he comes to Harding and does well a year or two, then he's going to be gone. I want guys that 100% plan on getting a degree from this university, but by the same token, I want a coaching staff that we demonstrate loyalty, right? Most coaches complain about, there's just no loyalty around among young men anymore. But the reality is that entire staff is one phone call away from being gone themselves. But I have a staff full of men that could all be making more money somewhere else, but they are bought into the mission of what we're doing. And so if you want to expect loyalty, then you got to demonstrate loyalty in the way you've done things. And I've probably been loyal to a fault. I've had 2 jobs in my life. I'm not a guy that likes to move.
And you got a couple of ex-Benton Panthers in your program now, so we're going to keep wishing the best for Peyton and Chris. And
absolutely,
I know,
we'd love to have some more. I can tell you right now, I'm a huge believer in Brad Harris. He's a tough guy. He runs his program the right way. There's a handful of coaches in this state that I hold in high regard, and I hold Brad Harris in really high regard. The mentality of their kids, they know how to compete, they know how to work. I'd love to have a ton of Benton Panthers on my football team. I can promise you that.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, there's a lot of Tigers and Reddies back home, and nobody's a bigger fan of the Harding Bisons in Saline County than I am. It just means the world.
Well, I've never received anything but love from Jim Gardner, buddy. The way you pull for us and are in our corner, it just means a ton to me, and I'm honored to be on with you today, brother.
Yep, thank you, and appreciate the folks in Benton getting introduced a little better to Paul Simmons, head coach of the national champion Harding Bisons. So we're going to take a 1-minute break. We'll come back with second half kickoff tonight of Benton Panther football on the Benton Football Network.
Any lasting structure begins with a good blueprint, and every good blueprint must be designed specifically for the people it serves. The Benton Event Center, Riverside Park, and the new Boys and Girls Club, all designed by the professional architects at Black, Corley, Owens, and Hughes. They understand the Benton community and are a major part of our economic success. Proud sponsors of Benton Panther football and valued partners for our community.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? When you work with Caitlin King, your Edward Jones financial advisor, she focuses on what's important to you. You'll work together to create a personalized financial strategy to help you reach your goals. And you can partner long-term to help your strategy stay on track. Contact Caitlin today at 315-5488. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Well, I want to say personally, I appreciate all of the messages that I got while Paul Simmons was with us from so many people learning a little bit about Coach Simmons for the first time, and all the messages that came in, even though we filled up the entire halftime and didn't get stats in tonight. Appreciate your patience and all the kind words. That's kind of a rare opportunity to get a national championship coach on air, and to hear him talk about character, and character's not going to be compromised, and loyalty, and a lot of things that people would call intangibles.
Yeah.
That is core to the culture of what makes Harding football very unique, in my opinion.
Well, that's awesome, and you don't win a national championship without
all of those things.
Yeah, without all of those things. Superior discipline and a high level of character, because you're doing stuff when nobody's watching.
So we have started the second half, and Owen Miller is going to take the snap, and he's going to make that little sidearm flip out to Joe Miles, who is tackled by J. Thomas Pepper at the 16-yard line. A gain of 8 on the opening play of the second half as Benton leads at 42-14.
There's that little pattern that they had hit a couple of times in the first half where they just get 6 to 8 yards downfield, sit down in that zone.
Yep. They like that. It's a good way to get your quarterback some completions.
Flip out to Bubbas, and Bubbas is going to be tackled by Nick Wright.
Christian Bubbas on the carry for the Wildcats. Tackle made by Nick Wright.
First down for Harding Academy.
Nick Wright starting off the half in the mix with a couple of tackles.
Trey Stewart, Landon Jackson, Cordell Payne, the secondary here to the near side. JTP and Isaac Hill, the safeties in the center. O'Marcus King is the corner to the wide side. Walter Hicks, Nick Wright, the linebackers. As Miller is flushed, spins away from Alford, but doesn't spin away from Ty Mattia at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Mattia was tracking him down from behind. Good job just staying with the play. That's one of those. He wasn't going to give up and paid off.
Now, I haven't seen the official line, but I think that Walter Hicks had 3 sacks in the first half, and he had 230 career tackles coming into this year, and has already had 30.
Throw underneath, and boy, Jay Thomas read that perfectly as they tried to set up that little inside screen, and Jay Thomas crunched. That's not Bubba's. Who are they trying to get it to? Slow to get up there. That is Eli Baker.
Yeah, Eli Baker was the one that got the deep pass earlier. I honestly thought Jay Thomas was going to intercept that ball.
So, real quick, halftime stats. I know y'all were interested in penalties.
Oh, yeah.
11 for 122 yards against Benton, 1 penalty for 5 yards against Harding. 11 penalties and a half. Underneath throw to McGalliard. Boy, nice little move by him. He's going to be tackled by O'Marcus King at the 33-yard line. Just a nifty little Olay move there by McGalliard.
That was a very nifty little Olay move. Broke 2 of our defenders' ankles.
And got a long third down conversion.
Yeah. That's some yak yards.
Had the Panthers had them tied up, 3rd and 10, and they convert.
So first down, Harding Academy at the 33. Empty gun, low snap. Miller picks it up, rolls to his right, throws. Baker makes the catch and steps out of bounds at the 44. A gain of 11 and a Harding Academy first down.
Well, they're moving the ball methodically coming out of the half.
Yeah, they obviously did a good job of adjustment at halftime. They're finding places in the zone, and they're doing it even under pressure.
Yeah, that was definitely under duress, but receivers did a good job of sitting down right at the edge, right at the sideline, just waiting on the ball.
So Tyson Jordan in at corner to the near side. Trey Stewart, O'Marcus King to the far side. 3 corners on the field. Is Owen Miller is pressured. He's finally going to be hit by Nick Wright as he got rid of it. The pressure relentless on Owen Miller that time, Dio.
Well, but he's got some quick feet, because I'm telling you right now, he had to scramble around. I mean, he looked like he was on one of those loop-de-loop roller coaster rides down there. But Nick Wright just didn't give up, able to get rid of the ball and live to play another down. Smart quarterback move.
It's been multiple times tonight. It looked for all the world like Mattia or Seals was going to get a sack, and he's just able to elude that. It's Miller from an empty gun. Again, the pressure coming. Scrambles to his left, sets his feet, throws back against his body to Joseph Miles. Man, that's a good athletic play. Big collision as O'Marcus King a little slow to get up. Now Miles is down.
Boy, yeah, that was a collision right there.
And the sophomore wide receiver for Harding Academy going to be tended to by the training staff.
I was about to say they need to get somebody in for O'Marcus. I'm not sure he knew which sideline to go to initially.
Yeah, here's the replay of it right here.
Great job turning that shoulder into him.
Yeah.
Good legal play.
He'll be feeling that one in the morning.
Got him in that rib cage. Boy, those things sting. It's good to see him getting up.
Miles, the 6'1", 180-pound sophomore, making his way to the sideline under his own power. It'll be.
They're really big on him. They say that he is kind of your prototype young potential D1 receiver.
Yeah, that's exactly what Neil Evans said. in praise of his young receiver. We'll see as we get back to action. Nice little underneath throw. And Eli Baker's going to make the catch, step out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Going to be about 2 yards shy of a first down, 2nd and 2.
Well, they figured out their plays that require a linebacker to come out in coverage or a safety to drop down. And, you know, if they run that from that little slot, that little out requires Nick Wright to get out there in coverage, but Nick Wright's trying to protect against the run as well.
Underneath again to backs Howell. As Bubba's got out there, tried to lead the way. Isaac Hill and Javion Laws, first time we've called his name tonight on the tackle.
Well, that's 2 strong plays by Javion. The first play wasn't even around him, but he had man-to-man coverage going deep and was wearing him like a glove. Good job, good effort by number 10.
So Harding playing keep away here to start the second half as they've had the ball all 3 minutes and have reached the Panther 36-yard line. It's first down and 10. As Miller drops back. That time he loops it.
Well,
coming down with it is Josiah Swindle.
Unfortunately.
And his dad, who is a ministry friend of mine, teaches in the Bible department here at Harding, is the first guy up on his feet as his big 6'3", 280-pound son, who is the center, came down with that ball.
I mean, he thought he was doing the right thing. Ball in the air. I mean, I better catch it before the defense does.
So Miller just kind of letting that one go for self-preservation, and Josiah Swindle came down with it. Should be an illegal touching on Harding.
Yeah. He was bound and determined, Owen Miller was, to not let Mattia get him to the ground. And once again, Mattia had him wrapped up and on his way there, and he gets rid of the ball. But they get a penalty, so we'll take that.
Man, that's a 15-yard penalty, too. That's a big deal.
I didn't realize it was that big of a penalty.
You know, you kind of have to make it hurt, or they'd be throwing it to the left tackle and right guard.
Illegal touching, lineman downfield.
I didn't realize that penalty was that big.
Yeah.
That's what we were just talking about. Is that I thought it was another, like a 5-yarder. I mean,
I bet you Josiah Swindle never forgets that play.
No, he won't. Does he get credited with a reception even though it was a penalty?
No, because a penalty wipes it out. But
dang.
I bet in his dad's scrapbook it will be there.
It's kind of like, what?
So now an unsportsmanlike conduct call against Benton? Unbelievable.
And now it gives them a first down.
No, it brings it back to their original line. So it basically just wiped out the illegal touching.
What in the world?
I don't even understand what's going on, and I'm watching the game.
Second and 12 as they bring it back to the Panther 38-yard line. So we had an illegal touching, moved it back 15, then an unsportsmanlike. So we're right back where we started. Miller drops back. Miller looks. Miller throws for Miles, who makes the catch. Trey Stewart can't bring him down. O'Marcus King's going to finish him off in the red zone down at the 6-yard line. And it'll be first and goal Wildcats.
And I'll tell you right now, Trey Stewart actually had pretty good coverage on him. He knew exactly what he was doing. You know, stayed on top of him the whole time, but just couldn't catch up to him.
So they're going to go with the little inside flip to Miles. And how about that? He got him down there. He gets him in. Touchdown Joseph Miles, and Harding Academy has driven the length of the field here to open the second half, and it cuts Benton's lead to 42-20 with 8:41 to go in the third period.
Well, once again, a penalty lets them off.
Yes.
I don't know what they got to do, fellas. They got to do something. This is 3 games in a row that Something's not working.
Hopkins' PAT is up and good. And with 8:39 to go in the third quarter, 42-21. Rob, you look like you were reclining up against the bleachers over there.
I'm just trying to figure this game out.
Yeah.
This has been just shaking my head. I never saw the second flag. Did y'all?
I didn't see it.
No.
And I didn't. I had no idea what it was for.
Yeah, it's been a bizarre game.
What was, did you get a chance to talk to Coach Harris at halftime?
No, I did not.
Okay.
No, I just let you go because I could listen to Coach Simmons talk. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, when he coaches them how to cross the street appropriately, that translates down into discipline on the field.
That's some John Wooden-esque. Yes, this is how you put your socks on.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't step into the crosswalk and expect people to stop because we're entitled.
That's nice.
We are polite, and we thank them for letting us cross the street.
I like that.
It's just fall camp in Searcy. So back to football, 8:39 to go, and the lead has been cut in half at 42-21 as a knuckleball kickoff by Hopkins. Elias is pointing to a Marcus to pick it up. Now he's waving him on as Elias looking to throw a block. Here goes a Marcus. Elias throws the block. A Marcus up the sideline, and O'Marcus is going to be caught by the kicker. He won't hear the end of that one. As out of bounds at the 19, but boy, Benton's special teams tonight has been phenomenal.
I'm telling you right now, between number 1, number 3, number 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, there's got to be a song we can make up or something.
How about the direction
Golly.
from Elias Payne?
I know. How about the block by Elias Payne?
Get him downfield and watch that block right there that just springs that lane open. And there he goes.
I don't know who number 3 is, but that kid's got some wheels.
So first down and 10 Panthers. They actually mark it at the 18, go to set up the screen and pass low. Poot couldn't haul it in. It'll be second down and 10 as I think Drew threw a sinker that time.
Yeah. Looked like he had a little top spin on that one.
That's that screen throw going backwards, trying to throw it forwards is just an awkward motion.
Second down and 10. Going to hand it off to Luther straight ahead, and Luther Tucker is going to be tackled by Tanner Simmons down at the 9-yard line. Gain of 9, it'll be 3rd and 1.
Boy, that's a great run that time. Good to see Luther getting in. Good,
had a
solid
great salt
run.
bowl.
Yeah, had a great salt bowl.
Yeah, I had several people ask me last week, hey, where was that kid that ran the ball in the salt bowl?
Right there.
Yeah,
right there in the end zone.
So 9 yards to the end zone, Luther Tucker. And you don't see many times that you run behind the center untouched on a 9-yard run.
Unless that center's name is Garrett Pilkington.
I'm just happy to see us run the ball right in this situation. I thought that was fantastic play calling.
Now, I will tell you this. Pilkington, Glaze, Jordan, those 3 right there, I mean, not to take anything away from Gibson and Kendricks, but those 3 right there up front, man, that's a wall.
It is a big wall.
310, 245, and 295.
Well, they just plowed the way. I mean, they ran them all the way back. This is where, just like in the Salt Bowl, third and fourth quarter, that's where you start to see that depth take its toll. Coming out of halftime, Benton's just going to be fresher because, I mean, here's a running back that hadn't really played all night.
Well, it was interesting. Tucker reaches the goal line, and right behind him are Jordan, Pilkington, Glaze, and Kendricks.
Yeah.
Pushing defenders
into the end zone.
Yeah. You talk about resetting the line of scrimmage 9 yards downfield.
That's right. That's right.
3-play, 18-yard scoring drive of 36 seconds. All courtesy of O'Marcus King's big kickoff return. So Benton leads at 49-21, and now Garrett Honeycutt's going to onside kick it, and fielding it on the run is Isaac Hill. And pretty apparent Brad Harris trying to get that 35-point running clock right now.
I like it. I like it, Coach.
I like it a lot.
I mean, got an hour and 15-minute drive ahead of us, I'm just saying.
Try and get home before those grand youngins fall asleep.
Well, they're at the great-grandparents.
Oh, okay. That'd be Mikey Don.
Yeah, I don't know how we swung that deal. We get to hang out with them, play with them, and do all the fun stuff, and then we send them to Nay and Poppy's to go to bed. Give them the overnight duties.
So first down Panthers at the Harding Academy 47-yard line. Give it off to Q.
I like it.
Q rumbles down to the 34. That's a 13-yard gain and a first down.
That's pretty exciting. I like running football, Dio.
I do like it, and I like getting big chunk plays, 10, 11 yards at a time. That's good. I like seeing Q get in on the action.
Yeah, likewise.
So Bronson Koulis motions, ball on the far hash. Now Maddox Davis motions. Going to flare it out to Q. He's got blockers, and going to be tackled at the 29-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
Carson Collett downfield doing some blocking. Great job by him.
That's one thing that has not been lacking since Drew Harris joined the coaching staff, and that is quality receiver blocking.
Mm-hmm. Flip it out to Maddox, breaks a tackle, makes another man miss. Jack Roberts is going to get him down from behind around the 26-yard line. Going to leave Benton 3rd and 2.
Yeah, he made that cutback, but the problem was his blockers were somewhere else.
Yeah.
Koulis motions. Back to the ground to TJ. Well, he was hit by
he got
Wildcat
close.
Slicing from the edge, Griffin Cole. They're going to mark him a yard shy, so it's 4th down and 1, Panthers. Panthers trying to get aligned. TJ's going to carry, squirts through a hole, and finally going to be tackled by Cam Pryor down at the 16-yard line. First down. And
well, that was
he just kind of slithered.
But that was just
that
whole play was weird with the formation, and it did look like that he could have been guilty of a false start when he kind of twisted his shoulders. I was a little worried we might get a flag that the rest got talked into after the fact, but
that's probably the only break we've gotten on that this game.
5:40 and counting in the third quarter. Benton leads by 28, trying to make it 35 as TJ gets a carry, leaps over a pile of humanity at the 15-yard line down to the 12, a gain of 4.
Isaiah Gibson getting up a little bit charged.
Yeah, I saw that. He was some late festivities after the whistle.
Second down, Isaiah going to pancake a guy, lay on top of him. And there's a flag as Miles slings down Luther Tucker over there in front of the athletic director. Nethery with a bird's eye view of that one.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy call. And somebody was blocking somebody into the brick wall over there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, I watched Isaiah because y'all talked about him getting a little miffed. He pancaked and then flopped down on top of the guy. So first down and goal, Panthers at the 4. And an empty gun, flare out to Maddox. Yeah. Loss back to the 6. It'll be second and goal.
Tackle made by Rhett Watson and Cam Pryor.
Well,
Second down.
Empty gun again. Drew going to scramble. He's got running room. He's got the end zone, and there he is.
And there's a flag. I knew it was coming. Elias got that crack back block that was unnecessary. He didn't even need to do it because Drew didn't need the block.
undisciplined.
No, it's showboating is what it is on that, to me. That's just wanting a big hit. I mean, I can appreciate wanting to hit somebody, but you got to know that's going to cost your team when you do that.
There's a replay for you, Dio.
I mean, watch it. 64 doesn't stand a chance of getting to Drew at this point.
Personal foul, blindside block against Benton. Replay, second down.
So the penalty will move it all the way back to the 21-yard line. Second and goal, Panthers. Drew looks left, throws left, low, diving to make the catch is Collett at the 16-yard line, and it'll be third and goal.
I don't know if Drew, you can kind of tell there's something off with his throwing just by where it's, the ball's coming in. It seems like it's low. I don't know if his footwork has changed, from last year, but he's just not driving the ball. I mean, he does on the deep balls. It's just the shorter, sharper passes. It's not being driven.
Now Drew fumbles. It's going to be picked up and going the other way. Is a Harding Academy Wildcat. Harding is going to deny Benton. Is coming up with the football was Devin Wing. And the Panthers had it first down and goal at the 4. Trying to get that running clock going. They're going to be denied as Harding has it at the 36 of the Wildcats.
Well, for some reason, we don't like running the ball inside the 4. Undisciplined play and penalties as a result, and that takes another score off the board.
So first down, Harding Academy following the fumble is Owen Miller going to run to the sideline.
Boy, he had 3 defenders focused on him. They were watching for him. You could tell they changed that up a little bit.
And I tell you, Connor Stevens, a fresh face in there for the defense, was the one in hot pursuit. No gain, second and 10. Miller rolling to his left. He's going to keep.
Boy, look at the speed of Owen Seals.
Playing hard, isn't he?
He really is. Came up a little dinged that time. I think he landed on his hand.
He's trying to
But I'll tell you,
do a little Mel Hegwood over there.
He really is showing some speed off of that corner or off of that end. And, man, it's great to have somebody that can run like that playing defensive end.
Boys, I'm going to tell you right now, pants were a bad idea. Should have worn shorts tonight. It's a little warm up here.
Humidity is rising as the sun is set.
Yes.
So's my blood pressure.
Pretty thick air tonight in Searcy as Miller drops back, surveying the field. Now rolls to his right. Walter Hicks is after him. Cordell Payne was homing in, and Owen Miller slides in at the 43.
Well, Cordell Payne did a good job coming up and forcing that fourth down. I really felt like after he ran so far, he was much further down the field, kind of lost track of where the first down sticks were. But Cordell presented enough of a threat.
Tell you, Mark Ballesteri needs a sliding coach. I nominate Owen Miller. He's got it down.
He does.
As he rolls, just going to heave it up downfield. The closest one there was Trey Stewart off his fingertips. And that's a 4th down stop for the Benton defense as Carson Conyers was applying pressure. And the Panthers will take over in Wildcat territory at the 43.
Good job, defense, yeah.
Go ahead, Dio.
Well, no, I was just going to say good job by the secondary being disciplined, but really good job by the defensive front getting pressure and kind of containing it. You notice Owen Miller didn't really have an escape route that time. And I really have a feeling that was maybe more their plan than anything is let's look for a pass, but if it's not immediately available, you just take off and get it.
So 1st down and 10 Panthers at the 43-yard line, handed off to Luther Tucker. And Panthers unable to generate anything on that run play is Jack Roberts on the stop.
That was one of the few times that the line of scrimmage got reset on us.
Yeah.
There wasn't really a lot of room to run.
Second down and 11. Drew going to throw to Maddox Davis. Just kind of sat down on the route. Boy, look at Maddox drag Wildcats to the 33-yard line.
Should be a 1st down.
Yeah, they're going to move the sticks. I'm going to tell you guys all night, that other set of chains over there leaning up against it has thrown me off all night.
I'm telling you, the same exact way.
It has me too. I really wish they would lay them down.
No kidding. 1st and 10 Panthers at the 33. It's Drew going to throw to Will Carter.
Ball.
And there goes Will to the end zone. Give it to him. Touchdown, Will Carter.
What a catch. He spun around and caught on that back shoulder.
That was nice. And then fought for it. And
I'm going to tell you, Will Carter's effort inside the 2-yard line tonight has been awesome.
I was about to say, he may make me eat my words. I'm telling you. I mean, his fight on some of those 3rd down plays. Nice kick from Garrett Honeycutt.
And that makes it a 35-point game, which means, Terry,
start the engines.
Yeah, we're about 13 minutes and 39 seconds away from being done here tonight as the clock will run.
I was in line at the concession stand, and some Harding Academy parents were behind me, and they were, asking each other why that, Harding Academy. Same question we were asking about the punt, and we got into the conversation about this being kind of like a salt bowl for them, and I said something about Bryant being twice our size, having 10,000 students. We have 5,000, and they were like, "Oh, we have 600."
Yeah.
So a little bit different comparison, but
Yeah. Yeah, Harding Academy enrollment-wise is a 3A school.
Oh yeah.
But because of the competitive equity factor, man, you play in the state championship every year, you're getting moved up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's almost like the system has been set up for private schools to reach a level where they can't compete anymore.
Yeah.
And that's where PA and Little Rock Christian on 7A, Harding on 5A, really going to face some stiff tests this year, I think, as McGalliard fair catches it at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, but I'll say this. Regardless of the lack of roster size and all that, this is a super disciplined team.
Oh yeah.
Hats off to the coach for scheduling a tough non-conference schedule like this, because these kids are going to be battle tested when they get into their conference season, and they've got some stiff competition in 5A. I mean, you got Parkview in 5A.
Well, and they're in a conference with Valley View this year.
Oh, yeah.
In the East, and Valley View has gotten off to a very impressive start to their season. So, going to get some fresh faces for the Panthers in there as Bubba's going to carry to the 15-yard line. Carson Conyers is in at a defensive end. Mason Laster is the nose. Looks like Tom Mattia is still in there at end. Antonio Shelton and Jack Johnson are in at linebacker now. Connor Stevens is in there as well. Tyson Jordan at a corner. Javion Laws at a corner. And then Payne, Landon Jackson, and Isaac Hill, the safeties. So Panthers jump off sides, and that'll give Harding Academy a first down to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, they got Carson Conyers to bite on that hard count. It's going to give them the first down.
It's clock at 53 seconds and counting. Conyers, the 6', 255-pound sophomore, wears number 42, playing defensive end. On the near side, has that towel hanging out the back there as he puts his hand in the ground. And Big Carson going to hog tie Bubbas at the 22.
Boy, he did a good job. Stayed in his gap, kept that gap integrity, and played towards the center where he saw the helmets going. That was he played that really well.
Harding Academy is going to let the third quarter clock run out. We're going to go to break. Benton leads at 56-21 with 1 quarter to go tonight of Benton Panther football on the Benton Football Network.
When you bank at First Security, you're choosing better for yourself and fellow Arkansans. Better service from friendly professionals who really invest in your goals. Better solutions with convenient tools and smart resources. And better support for the things that matter to you, as well as the communities that matter to us all. Because finding your better at First Security makes Arkansas better too. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
CTS Services is an industrial service company providing vacuum truck services, high-pressure water blasting, and large roll-off dumpsters. CTS, in partnership with Recycle Saline, hosts a hazardous household waste drop-off once per quarter. CTS is always looking to add great members to our team. We offer competitive pay, health and retirement benefits, and great people to work with. CTS is proud sponsors of Benton Panther football. Give them a call at 501-778-4535.
Thank you for counting us back in, Aaron. And Aaron and Jonathan doing an awesome job tonight. I am scrolling down to find Coach Shoup's message to me. Hopefully they are in Bentonville by now to play tomorrow. Lady Panther volleyball was second at the Little Rock Christian tournament last weekend. Beat Westside and Searcy in pool play and split with Little Rock Central. The bracket play was intense with a two-set win over Bryant and a 3-set win over Northside. Played Central in the finals and lost in 3. Back in conference play Tuesday at Lakeside, won a 3-set match. And then last night at home against Lake Hamilton, 3-set winners. Tomorrow, it's going to be a good test as they'll play Bentonville as well as out-of-state volleyball. Power Tulsa Bishop Kelly. So I imagine Coach Shoup's Panthers will come home tomorrow, win or lose a better team.
Oh, wow, yeah. I always love hearing the volleyball scores, and I've got to catch a couple games this year. Matches, there you go. Sorry.
Hey, fourth quarter brought to you by Neo Home Loans. And Miller going to be tackled by Antonio Shelton at the
Great job
27.
That was a great job by Antonio Shelton.
Yeah, that really was a good tackle because Owen Miller, we've seen him all night escaping tackles. That first man's usually not the one that gets him down, but.
Well, he had a lane up the middle of the field, too, and he misses that tackle. He might still be running. Little third quarter score. Fayetteville has a 1-point lead over Texarkana, Texas.
Wow.
It's quite a game.
9:30. It ought to be about over. This has been a long one here tonight as Owen Miller going to slide down for the first down at the 33-yard line. Give Landon Jackson the first down. Desmond Mack in there at nose man now, the big senior. And Desmond doing a good job plugging the hole to allow his buddies to make the tackle of Bubas after just a 2-yard gain. I like me some Desmond Mack, number 96.
Yeah.
Yeah, prototypical nose man.
I'm telling you.
So Carson in there. They moved Mason Laster out to end. Weston Monson back in with Connor Stevens and Jack Johnson at linebacker.
You got some beef on that defensive front right now, all across the board.
And they're going to double team Desmond.
Oh, what a great tackle.
Throw it out to Miles, and Isaac Hill makes the tackle.
Isaac Hill is, he's one of those sure-handed tacklers. I like how he does that hawk-style tackle right there. Because Miles has not been easy to get to the ground.
Roy Adams getting some time at corner here on the near side is I think Brad Harris only brought about 62 tonight out of the 100-man roster, but a lot of guys getting to play. As Miller going to scramble, and he is just going to
sit down,
bail out on it at the 37.
Well, you just talked about how good of a slide. I mean, he has been sliding all over the place tonight, and on that one it was just kind of like, let me just sit down here.
Yeah, that just wasn't anywhere. The only thing was going to happen on that is a hammer.
Jack Johnson and Roy Adams had him in their sights. 4th down, and Harding going to go for it again. As Miller drops back. Miller going to throw, and the catch is made by Bax Howell, but he's going to be short of the 1st down.
Great stop.
Is that Isaac Hill again? Yep, Isaac Hill on the tackle at the 41. So Benton will take over with 7:48 and counting here in the 4th quarter. And Rob, it felt like it took a while to get here, but Benton finally got the mercy rule with that clock running.
We got it, and I tell you what, defense is still playing hard. We got a lot of substitutions going on. Isaac Hill's having a night. He got an onside kick, shut down the 4th down stop right there. So everything's looking good now.
Yeah. Yeah, so going to get to see some fresh faces on offense as John Curtis Barger is in, Bryson Griffiths in, Corey Anderson had a great catch in the 1st half back in. Give it off to Q, and look at the burst that Q shows.
And the power. I mean, not only the burst, but then the power forward for another extra 2 or 3 yards there. That was a nice, hard run.
That's your running back 3.
Yeah. Chase Cobb is the quarterback. He's led the JV team to a 3-0 start on Monday nights. Madison Hurd is in as the left tackle. So Jason Gentry getting some fresh faces on that offensive line. Brody James out there. Eli Cunningham in the ball game as well for the Panthers offensively. Handed off to Q, and Q with a punishing run down to the 26-yard line. Carter Harris, senior, getting some time at wide receiver here to the far side of the field.
Brody James just checked in.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was looking for him when you said that, and then I saw him running in. I thought, there's 77.
In there at left guard.
Yeah, one of our big sophomores. He's going to see a lot of action on this field. Well, not this field necessarily, but.
Barger goes in motion. Set, snap, handed off to Quentin Godley. And boy, Q running with determination into the red zone down to the 17.
I like seeing Q. He looks like he's shot out of a cannon coming out of there. I want to see him get in the end zone, Terry.
He's trying to get those reps, man.
It's clocked down to 5:30 and counting tonight in the 4th quarter. Benton leading Harding 56-21, just milking that snap clock. Barger in motion. Give it off to Q, and that time really nice play in the hole by Devin wing. He was the one that recovered the fumble earlier for the Wildcats. Makes a nice tackle.
Yeah, somebody missed a block there.
Yeah.
He kind of came in pretty free.
Let's give it off to Quentin. Quentin breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle.
Yes, sir.
Takes Corey Anderson and 3 Wildcats to bring him down as he ran up Corey's back at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Panthers.
That's a nice hard run by Q right there. I mean, just breaking tackle after tackle. And
well, Quentin's reminded me of a clip that I saw Tom Brady making a talk about when he first went into the league, and he was only getting 5 snaps. And he talks about it was what he did with those 5 snaps that got him 10 snaps, that got him 15 snaps.
Yeah, that sports psychologist at Michigan,
Snap through the hands of Chase Cobb, and he's going to be snowed under all the way back around the 17-yard line. So, man, the red zone is our kryptonite right now.
I'm telling you. Well, we switched from running to passing. It's been costing us some, which I know that was a snap, but I think that was about to be a pass.
Actually, mark it all the way back at the 18, 2nd and goal, Panthers. Cobb hands it off to Q. Q lowers his head at the 15-yard line before he's tackled by Easton Baker. Trenton Hall as well. A lot of Bakers on this Harding Academy roster. It's Hayden Horton going to check in for Harding at linebacker on 3rd down and goal for Benton at the Wildcat. I almost said Bisons. I knew I was going to do that.
At some point.
At the Wildcat 14.
I mean, it does say it in the end zone. It's
yes, it
hard.
does.
It's kind of hard to not see it.
Cobb hands off to Q. Q doing his best to get into the end zone. They're going to stop him at the 7-yard line as Easton Baker again in on the tackle, and it'll be 4th down and goal.
Hand it to him one more time.
I was about to say, give him the ball, Coach.
It's a Q drive right here. So you got Ochoa, Cunningham on the right side of that line. Caleb Johnson is the center. Hurd and James on the left side of the line. Clock under 2 minutes. Snap clock at 10. Snap back to Cobb, give it to Q, and Q spins into the end zone for a touchdown at 1:35 and counting. And that makes it 62-21 Panthers.
Good for Quentin Godley.
Yeah, glad to see him get in the end zone.
That was
and he
a
worked
strong
for it.
drive.
Yeah,
That's
it was
right.
a super strong drive. It get pushed back on 1st and goal and have to score 3 runs in a row, and he does it, puts the drive on his shoulders and gets him in the end zone.
Is on to kick the extra point. I believe that was Dawson Daves that got that PAT attempt. Absolutely was. The punter getting to kick an extra point.
Kicked
and
it
with
well.
exactly a minute to go at 63-21 Panthers. So the Merchants and Farmers Bank post-game show will be coming your way at the conclusion of this one. We will get Brad Harris as we shortchanged him at halftime. We'll get his post-game thoughts. We'll have the Neo Home Loans offensive and defensive MVP it's going to be a bit of a toss-up tonight.
I got to tell you, it's not as easy as we originally
it's
thought.
Not.
Certainly not on defense. Boy, there's a lot of people that played really well defensively.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to get Evan and Chase and Aaron and Jonathan and Henry all to
we may have to
weigh in here.
We may have to get a group vote.
As Panthers aren't going to kick it off, they're just going to let the clock wind out. And that's going to do it tonight. The Benton Panthers defeat the Harding Academy Wildcats 63-21. We are going to take a break, and when we come back, we will have the Neo Home Loans offensive and defensive MVP on the Merchants and Farmers Bank Panther postgame show.
Any lasting structure begins with a good blueprint, and every good blueprint must be designed specifically for the people it serves. The Benton Event Center, Riverside Park, and the new Boys and Girls Club, all designed by the professional architects at Black, Corley, Owens, and Hughes. They understand the Benton community and are a major part of our economic success. Proud sponsors of Benton Panther football and valued partners for our community.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? When you work with Caitlin King, your Edward Jones financial advisor, she focuses on what's important to you. You'll work together to create a personalized financial strategy to help you reach your goals. And you can partner long-term to help your strategy stay on track. Contact Caitlin today at 315-5488. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop.
Merchants and Farmers Bank is now open in the newly remodeled Cornerstone downtown building, formerly the Benton State Bank building at 146 West South Street. Merchants and Farmers Bank is a community bank with local ownership and local decision making. Merchants and Farmers provides all the big bank products, but with a small bank friendliness. It's a banking experience you once enjoyed that is back in Benton at Merchants and Farmers Bank. Also conveniently located in Bryant at Highway 5 and Spring Hill Road. Stop by for a visit or give them a call at 501-443-6533.
Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324. Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, auto glass repair and replacement, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
Elliott Electrical is a proud supporter of Benton Panther football. For over 35 years, Elliott Electrical has been providing reliable, efficient, high-quality electric service to Saline County and Central Arkansas. From lighting design and planning to street and parking lot installation, Elliott Electrical has all the lighting services to keep your home and businesses illuminated. For a free estimate for all your electrical needs, contact Elliott Electrical today at 501-315-7539.
True Gentlemen and True Boutique are Saline County's premier shopping destinations. No matter the occasion, let us help you find your style. From the beach to the golf course, the office, or even a special night out, come check out our huge selection of merchandise. We even provide suit and tuxedo rentals. Located in downtown Benton in front of the Farmers Market Pavilion, it would be our pleasure to serve you. We are proud of our Benton Panthers and wish them luck this season. Go Panthers! True Gentlemen and True Boutique.
Security Stadium, where the Panthers win tonight 63-21. Our apologies to Brad Harris for missing the halftime interview. Let's send it down to Rob for Coach's final game comments.
Coach Harris, good win against a very good, disciplined opponent. A little bit of a slow start. Just your overall thoughts on the game.
Well, exactly what you said. I think it's a huge win for us. I mean, they're a very good team, moving up from 4A to 5A. I knew they would be really competitive. We got what we needed out of this game. We got to win, number one, but we got to see a team that can throw the football around and really challenge us, and that's what we wanted out of this. Their quarterback is a phenomenal player. Phenomenal player. He's better than what I really thought he would be. I knew he was good on film, but he did a tremendous job of keeping plays alive. And, he tried to put him on his back and win it for him. But he's a really good player. And they got some good kids, man. They play hard. Defensively, they gave us some fits just because they took it to us early. They were a little bit more physical than we were early in the game, and it kind of stunned us a little bit. But, hang on, our guys, give them a lot of credit. They hung in there, and continued to fight. And we popped a few plays, and we did some good stuff tonight. Will Carter had a heck of a night. Elias Payne had a heck of a night on offense. Got to get run game going a little bit with TJ and Luther and Q there too. So that's something we're going to have to build on. Offensive line, I think, just judging right now, we'll probably play pretty solid at times. But got a lot of things to clean up on. Number one thing is penalties. We're killing ourselves right now a lot. We talked about it at halftime. We're making some foolish mistakes. Some mistakes we shouldn't be making. That's hurting us at times. The one long drive they had 95 yards, we gave them 30 yards in penalties that kept drives alive, stuff like that. So we got to get some stuff corrected. But overall, man, I'm pleased with the way we came in and played a really good team and a great environment tonight.
Really good to watch it. I mean, all hats off go to Harding. I mean, they play with grit, they play with intensity, and like I said, they're very disciplined. What do you take away from playing this style going forward into the conference play, playing with a team that just throws it all over the yard or has the ability to?
Well, I told the guys going into the week, this team's going to remind me a little bit of Greenwood, the way they throw the football around. Their quarterback is very similar to the Greenwood quarterback, and that's what we wanted out of it. We wanted a quarterback that would really stress our defense, and we got to see that tonight. They're good. They're really good. They're going to be tough to beat in 5A with some of the teams that they're going to play. But real proud of how our guys played. Coach Evans and them do a tremendous job. Man, they've won 4 state championships the last 5 years. What can you say? They're winners, man. And we came into their place and we took care of business. And real proud of our guys for doing that.
Appreciate it, Coach Harris.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate you guys, Jim. Thanks.
Thank you. Well said. I think you can hear in Brad Harris's words and certainly in what Neil Evans said prior to the game, just a tremendous amount of respect between these two coaching staffs.
Yeah, well, in a really good game. I've got a lot of respect for a team that, purposefully schedules a non-conference opponent like this and, knows they're in for a tough game and these kids fought and gave us a really good look. I like what Coach Harris said. I never thought about that from that perspective, but if we go deep in the play, at some point you're going to face Greenwood. It may be in the state championship or it may be in the, whatever round, but Archer is, he's a heck of a quarterback, got a live arm, and this is a very similar opponent to that. So now they've had that look. That's a smart move.
Yeah, UCA commit, and we can see why tonight, Terry. He possesses not just the arm, but the mobility.
Well, and the thing that I respected the most is you could see down on the field the leadership style of him trying to put, like Coach said, trying to put them on his back and get them down the field and get some scores. But ultimately, it was that size and strength differential and just the continuous pressure that the Panther defensive line kept putting on them and firing those linebackers from different angles, and that's a lot for a quarterback to overcome.
I thought coming into it, and nothing happened tonight to sway me from this opinion, that it just felt like the Salt Bowl with the tables turned.
Yeah.
And I think when you sort of have at times those roster mismatches when you play up in classification, this is what you get, kind of a tug of war for a half, and then the depth takes over.
Yeah. Yeah, and if just like with Brian, if we play these guys for 10 years, there will be a year or two where they tie us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how high school football would be. But we need to talk about these MVPs because we didn't handle that off air. We're gonna have to talk about this live.
I tell you, why don't we talk about the overall stats?
Oh yeah, let's
and then
do that.
We'll break down. So, Jonathan, if you'd punch that up, guys, take a look at it and tell me what stands out to you.
Well, I mean, what stands out to me is, once again, the Panther defense only allowed 62 yards on the ground, and that's on 35 rushes. Now, I know a lot of that includes quarterback scrambles, but, I mean, 35 rushes for only 62 yards is a pretty good job by the defense. Yeah. But we were tested through the air, 243 yards through the air, so we allowed 305 yards, which is still is below the season average at this point. But look at those penalties. 14 penalties for 157 yards for the Benton Panthers, but 402 yards of total offense with, another good night of passing, 286 yards passing. It's crazy to me for me to see 26 rushing plays on there out of 56.
Well, here's the thing is, for me, the thing that stands out is we have 63 points on the board and only 402 yards.
Well,
and how many all of those drives that were killed on the penalties, 14 penalties for 157 yards. But converted 6 of 12 on third down, converted 2 of 2 on fourth down, and the defense holding the Harding offense to a 4 of 14 on third down.
Yeah, other than that one drive, they had several. They had
they had 3 at least on that one drive.
1 third down conversion and 2 fourth down conversions on that one. But they tried 7, which surprises me. I didn't realize they went for it that many times, but I think you're right. Now, remember, our special teams did score one of those touchdowns when Elias returned the onside kick.
Right.
But yeah, you're exactly right. 20 first downs on the night. I still think I'm only 56 total plays by our offense. That doesn't seem like a lot of plays, Jim.
No.
Don't we try to usually get 70?
Yeah.
I mean, they got 68.
Yeah, and you did have the clock shorten the game a little bit, but however, yes, that is typically a low total. It's typically a 70 snap at least offensive performance. So those are the overall stats.
Yeah, now we got some individual.
Now we got you want some individual stats so you can decide who to go with?
We need it.
Neo Home Loans.
We need some tiebreakers.
All right, Drew Davis, 19 of 30, 286 yards, no interceptions, 6 touchdowns.
It's a lot of touchdowns.
Passing tonight. Will Carter, 6 catches, 110 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Elias Payne, 3 touchdowns. One of those was the 54-yard onside kick. He only had 2 catches, but both of them were touchdown receptions of 69 yards. Q was the leading rusher tonight, 9 carries, 62 yards, and about all those came on the last drive. T.J. Williams, 7 for 36. Luther Tucker, 5 for 25. I almost said Mickey Davis. Maddox Davis, 7 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown.
Well, Mickey'd be awful sore tomorrow if he caught the ball that many times.
T.J. Williams had 1 catch for 30 yards. Cordy Anderson, 119. Carson Collett, 1 for 5. Q, 1 for 5.
Well, so here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to eat my words. And realistically, I feel like we could almost coreless Elias every game because except for last game, he didn't have a crazy statistical game. But Salt Bowl, I think we gave him the MVP in the Salt Bowl. So while he did a great job, I feel like the spirit of Will Carter, his fight tonight, embodied what you want to see out of a team like this going, into the season. So I'm going to change my original first half pick to Will Carter.
Well, Elias was my pick to click.
Yeah.
And he certainly clicked.
He did.
But I got to tell you, it's hard to deny the catches that Will Carter made in traffic, fighting through defenders and tackles, and willing himself into that end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And one of those
That would
catches
be
was
my
a big. Well, one of those catches was a big third down that he converted. So, I'm gonna say Will Carter. I think we just picked Will Carter.
Will Carter, and I think you could.
And this was his biggest game of the season so far.
No doubt. And I think you could do a cut-up of his effort inside the 2-yard line and try to inject that into the red zone offense, because that has really been a frustration.
Yes.
The first part of this season, and Will Carter would not be denied.
No.
So 6 catches, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. Will Carter is our Neo Home Loans offensive MVP tonight. Guys, how about on the other side on defense?
Come on, man. It's so spread out. All these guys did so good. Can we give a team MVP to the defense for their rushing? But you know who should get credit when you continually do a good job stopping the run? Somebody on that defensive line has to get the MVP tonight.
I agree. You've got Ty Matea with a sack. He had like 4 tackles and a sack. You had Alford with 4 tackles and a sack, or 3 tackles and a sack, and then Seals with 3 tackles. But I mean, quite frankly, guys,
we talked about all of them.
Yeah, we didn't track quarterback hurries, but Seals had a ton of quarterback hurries, but half the defense had quarterback hurries.
Ty Matea has been a workhorse all year.
Yep.
You see him in the trenches, but you don't often get the stats when you're taking on a double team and clearing the path for your linebackers. And what we saw tonight was him get, with all of that quarterback scrambling back there, Ty Matea was able to, finally have some time to get off those blocks and be able to make some tackles. I would go Ty Matea. I liked his motor tonight. I liked the way he was chasing after Owen Miller, and that's not an easy chase. That's like chasing a chicken around a yard.
So what we can do is we can go Ty Matea, defensive MVP, and then we can go senior spotlight, Jay Alford, Owen Seals.
I like it.
And we get all 3 of them at Panther Live.
I think that's a fantastic
Well, listen,
idea.
they all 3 deserve the spotlight.
Yeah. Owen Miller was harassed.
He was.
All night long. And you're right, Dio. A lot of times the defensive linemen, especially in the 3-man odd front, man, they're not going to rack up a lot of big numbers. But what they're going to do is unsung, because Walter Hicks is going to make a lot of tackles.
That's why we're calling Jay Thomas and Walter Hicks and Nick Wright and Monson, is because those 3 guys up front are making it where they're not having to get off blocks they can make tackles.
So let's go Ty Matea.
Yeah.
Player of the game, and then let's go Jay Alford, Owen Seals as our senior spotlight on Tuesday.
I couldn't be happier with that. We get all of them in there.
Well, we had Dominic Roy and Mason Laster last week in the senior spotlight.
There you go.
We're kind of in defensive line mode right now. So, all right, guys. The Panthers did what they had to do. They're 2-1 going into conference play, and we've had some memorable playoff games with Jonesboro, who will come to town to open conference the schedule next week.
One of the best games I've ever seen.
There's been some great games against Jonesboro.
Yeah.
Multiple great games in the last decade.
Yeah, you can go on YouTube, and somebody kind of captured that whole 6-minute stretch when the Panthers came back and won. I believe we were down, what was it, 13 going into the fourth quarter?
Yep.
And came back and won that game in 2018. That helped propel them to state championship appearance. All right, Terry, how about your final thoughts tonight?
Well, the Panthers have still got to do a lot of work to clean up, and man, I'm not sure what the answer is. If they come out and they play sloppy again for the 4th straight week, they could be in big trouble against Jonesboro. So hopefully they'll correct some of that stuff, and we'll see them come out and finally pull it all together and have a good win.
Yeah. Well, I agree. In a close game, penalties and undisciplined play will cost you that game. You can't play like that down the stretch. It's just not going to work. My final thoughts are always, glad when we get to the meat of the season, because that's that's when it really matters for all the seeding and all that. So excited for next week. Looking forward to a fun game. This was great non-conference schedule. I kind of like this mix-up this year. North Little Rock and Harding Academy is a little different feel. But I'm excited about this defense. This PDC to me is one of the better PDCs we've had since 2014. Overall,
starting 8 seniors on this defense, and so it's great to see them putting up such a show.
Yeah.
Very well. Panthers win it tonight, 63-21. Want to invite you to come join us Tuesday evening at Lost Pizzas for some great food and football fellowship at Panther Live. We'll review tonight's game with Brad Harris. We'll interview the Neo Home Loan offensive and defensive MVPs tonight, Will Carter and Ty Mattia. And we'll get to know 2 great seniors. And those 2 seniors in the spotlight on Tuesday will be Owen Seals and Jay Alford. Our next broadcast of Benton Panther football will be next Friday. It's homecoming at the Palace as the Panthers open 6A East play against the Jonesboro Golden Hurricane. Gates will open at 5 o'clock. Homecoming festivities begin at 6:30. And kickoff between the Panthers and Jonesboro will be 7 o'clock. We'll have the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show beginning at 6:30 on the Benton Football Network. Really appreciate our great MM Productions crew tonight. Matt Johnson engineered and produced it. Jonathan Webb directed it, ran graphics and replay. Multi-talented guy running the show for us tonight. Aaron Garrett handled audio. Chase Bowden and Evan Garrett were behind the cameras tonight. Want to give a big thank you to the Benton administration, including Athletic Director Scott Nethery, and to Harding Academy play-by-play broadcaster Phil Hoggard for all his help in sharing information this week for our preparation for the game tonight. For Terry Benham, Henry Hicks, Rob Pepper, and Dio Vanucci, I'm Jim Gardner. And I want to thank you so much for spending time with us tonight for Benton Fighting Panther football. And don't ever forget, every day is a great day to be a Benton Fighting Panther. Tonight, the Panthers win it 63-21 until we greet you next Friday at the Palace for homecoming. Good night, God bless, and go Benton.